Should have started.
Yo,
Should have started.
Hey, did you get that? Did you?
Yeah. Should have started.
Hey, I'm leaving that in the video, bro. I'm leaving that in. Well, I know I need to send you. Hey, where's my camera? Hey, Pete, yep. Hey, Pete. As soon as we said that, he said put me on game. Welcome into your favorite show, your favorite podcast, the Gumball Sports Machine podcast, the show in which we love, we laugh, we hug, we cry, we smile, and most importantly, we are positive. As you can see, I got my OG, my uncle, my dog, and the man we like to call the generalizer here on this show. We got Uncle, a triple OG Tone. Tone, looking sharp tonight. See, you got the green on.
Yeah, always. Always suited.
Yeah, I got my teams on. You know what I'm saying?
Was the purple at?
Sorry?
Where's the purple?
The D-backs stopped wearing purple. They stopped wearing purple a little bit ago.
Oh,
yeah. They're red and black now. They're red, white, and black.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
No, it's okay. I'm my Knicks. They're up right now, so I don't have any.
That's royal blue, I guess, or an orange. I think they call them the orange guys.
Oh yeah. That's what we call them down here in New York. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
That's what we call them down here.
Down here in New York is crazy.
The good old Knickerbockers. You know what I'm saying?
I'm over here eating because we didn't eat today.
Yeah, see there y'all go.
The Celtics.
See there you go. That's all right. You know what? Listen. Wise man once told me that you don't kick somebody when they're down, okay? But a wiser man once told me I can't find a better time to kick somebody.
I was going to say, to me, it seems like the perfect time to kick somebody because they are out and about and you can just take care of business and move on about your business.
They're already down. So what are you trying to, you make it easy on yourself.
Exactly.
Speaking of losing, now they're not losing the series, Tone, but your Boston Celtics did end up losing today in Game 5 in Boston, in Beantown, 113-97. Joel Embiid was fantastic. He had over 30 points. Paul George wasn't, he didn't have a big game numbers wise, but he was efficient. Tyrese Maxey had over 20 points. So it was a kind of well-rounded effort from the Philadelphia 76ers. But Tone, I looking at the green team, it looks like it was kind of top heavy. It was Jaylen Brown, it was Jason Tatum, and then it wasn't really much help after that. What was the biggest reason y'all ended up falling to the Sixers in Game 5?
The biggest reason, I'd say Joel Embiid. I mean, he played okay in the first half. The second half, he dominated. He was much more efficient. He was headed to the post. He was shooting his midi. The second, I'd have to go with Tyrese Maxey, man. He was controlling the game on the offensive end. He actually had, I think, 10 or 11 rebounds, which stopped us from getting several offensive rebounds, which is usually one of our things, get the offensive rebounds and then get the threes. But I say overall, the Sixers just played a great game, man. I have to give credit when credit is due. Quentin Grimes as well, man. He was knocking down some three-pointers. He came off the bench, clipping that thing. And then, like you said, we were real top-heavy. Our others didn't really hold it down besides Peyton Pritchard. Cater was in foul trouble pretty much the whole game, which enabled Joel Embiid to do what he wanted. I don't like to cry over spilled milk, but I did feel like there were a couple calls that were kind of terrible for us. that they were giving the Sixers. But hey, man, sometimes you get them, sometimes you don't. It was still a good game. I need Derek White to step up next game. He played really mediocre. He didn't even shoot a lot, but he has to be a threat for us to be really effective on the offensive end. And he didn't defend well, not what I'm typically used to. But hopefully we can close this one out, Game 6, so that the guys can get a little rest and get prepared for the next series.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the biggest thing. I mean, obviously, you get a big game from Peyton Pritchard in Game 4. You get a 32-point explosion off the bench from Peyton Pritchard, which we know he's capable of. We've seen him do it multiple times, but you can't expect that from him every game. It's got to be one guy every game outside of your big two, right? It's got to be one guy outside of Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum that steps up and has that big game. And today it was nobody that stepped up. Peyton Pritchard was the third highest scorer with 12 points, and nobody else other than that had more than double digits. And I think, I understand that the 76ers are a 7 seed. They have Joel Embiid. They have Paul George. They have Tyrese Maxey. They have VJ Edgecombe. They have a very good team. Quentin Grimes. They have a very good basketball team. You're going to have to score to keep up with them. And the Celtics weren't able to do that tonight. They weren't able to do that in Game 2, and which is the reason why they weren't able to win those 2 games. Now, what is surprising me a little bit is that both of the games that they happen to lose are on their home floor. Now, I'm not saying that's something to be worried about, whether or not the Celtics can protect home floor and whether they can play at their best at home. But that is something that's a little different to me that stands out from previous years, Tone, seeing the Celtics lose at home in the playoffs.
Yeah, no, we tend to do that, honestly. The year that we won the championship, we were better on the road than we were at home. So, I don't want to say it's a benefit, but you never know what happens, and sometimes the tables turn. And so when you're capable of winning on the road, it's kind of beneficial. I would say that you would like to keep home court advantage, but when you're capable of winning on the road, I don't think it really matters. And when I think about the top heavy guys, they love playing on the road. Jason Tatum loves hearing the guys, the fans antagonize him on the road, and so we kind of we take care of our job on the road. Peyton Pritchard, there's a bunch of guys that play better on the road, so I'm anxious to see what Joe does, because I don't feel like he made any significant changes in the second half. It was weird that we went away from the pick and roll between Tatum and Kata and Tatum and Vucevic. It was beneficial for us in the first half. Vucci hit a couple threes. It was making Embiid make a decision or Drummond make a decision that we went away from. And we shot a couple, to me, it's similar to Game 2. We shot unnecessary threes, man. We didn't attack the basket enough. The other loss, even though Jaylen Brown I think he went 5 for 12. Many threes. Oh man, am I that me freezing and coming in and out of that?
Well, that's okay. Before we get back to Tone, that'll give us the chance to bring in the third member of our team this evening. He is our expert analyst. He is the analyzer. Nobody breaks down the game of basketball and football better than our analysts, our expert analysts, and Killer Kyson. Kyson, you got the goggles on today, brother. You got the goggles on today. Who's going home?
Them Israeli boys, man, the IDF soldiers, man.
See, there you go. See, there you go. Now, who may you be referring to?
The Blazers.
Okay, that's a good point. Tell me about he got the goggles. In. Somebody's going to Cancun.
Playing me. Doesn't happen.
And look. Before we start, no one. I got ignored in the group chat, y'all. I got ignored. I tried to troll. I got completely ignored. No one acknowledged my troll.
You know what? Yeah. Would you mind just just referring and
I might. Can I play it on here?
Yeah. yeah. Go ahead. I think that's a great idea. I think that'd be a fantastic idea.
All right, give me 1 second, because I tried to troll and it failed miserably. No one responded. No one laughed.
I think Okay, honestly, I tried because you talk about the audio message, right?
Oh man, I don't have it. Yeah,
No,
the audio
okay,
message. I don't have it.
okay,
I didn't save it.
okay. That's because I think I tried to listen to it and then like my sound wasn't working or something, and then I was like, oh, well, maybe it's just my phone, but
Nah,
um,
I think you heard it.
yeah, no, okay. Honestly, what was the message about?
I was just saying, good try, sons. You know what I mean? Like y'all did
All right,
good.
well,
What?
that was hurtful.
Whoa, whoa.
I legitimately didn't listen to it. Because I legitimately tried to listen to it, and it wouldn't let me listen to it. And so now that I know it was about,
Yeah, you know what? That was the Almighty up there looking up for you, man.
you
He
know
was
what?
looking
Yes,
out
it
for you
was. God is good, baby.
because you probably would have crashed out on me.
I no, you know what? No, I not you. I can't do it. Tone, I'll let him have it sometimes. I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? I'll rip him a new one sometimes. But
Pause.
that was kind of crazy. I apologize.
Yeah, that was
That
whoa.
you know what? That's on me.
Whoa.
Okay, I raised my hand. I put it over my heart and I said that's my bad. Yeah, but yeah, Kev. Listen, I'm looking for any reason to cuss him out. You know what I'm saying? That's one of those things. D'Lo, the same thing. Guys, I can't. You've given me it's been too much love, but from the Suns this season, so I can't. It's hard to.
No, but basically, I was just y'all overachieved. Y'all definitely overachieved. We got to get my bucket challenge out the way when we all link up. Because they got 43 wins. That was unexpected.
45.
45 wins, yeah, my bad. 45
It's
wins.
great. It's great.
But I mean, hey, ran into the juggernaut, That's simple.
Yeah.
Tell me what it do, man. What's the vibes like, man? Y'all wanted to end them at the Wells Fargo Center instead of home?
Apparently, we want to go out there and say, this is what y'all want. Y'all want Boston. Y'all want, and go out there and hurt their feelings. I guess so. I ain't mad at it. Because I pretty much shouted them out every, I don't say about 10 episodes. I shout out Philly, man. Because Philly's always the town that's most disrespectful. And they don't.
Yeah.
Joel Embiid is now 4-16 or 4-18 against the Celtics in the playoffs. How in the world, over the past 7 years, have you won 4 games and you screaming, "We want Boston"?
That's a good question. But that's Philly though. That's Philly. Like, they got Eagles fans. Philly fans are horrible people. You know what I'm saying? Like Philadelphia Phillies. Like those are like those people are just mean. You know what I'm saying? So when we beat them to go to the World Series, it felt real good a few years ago. But no, that's Philly though. They're delusional. They're like Cowboy fans. It's Cowboy fans. Oh, they're not worse than Cowboy fans?
I'll say no. To me, nobody worse. And maybe that's just because I know a couple. But the fact that they scream "This is our year" every year is just insane to me.
That is quite literally the definition of delusion. Speaking of which, Kyson, you got your green on. The Celtics. The Celtics lost today. Tony and I were kind of talking about it a minute ago. But this is another game that they lose at home. They had a closeout game. Now, not saying that this is the biggest deal in the world because Tone mentioned, they've even the year that they won the championship, they lost a few home games in the playoffs. But what was the biggest thing that concerns you about the Celtics tonight in Game 5 against the 76ers?
It kind of looked like that one game. What was that, Game 3? They lost
2
or 2. Game 2 kind of looked exactly like that, honestly. Which is kind of surprising. I mean, that was like the excuse was that they just let them have it. But tonight it's kind of like, dang, this is kind of becoming a theme. One night I hit 25 threes. Next night, 10, 15, or a lot less than what y'all expected. So they just got to find different ways to get the ball in the hoop out. And this goes back to what we was talking about when they lost. Was Jason Tatum still, still in here with it, still not really attacking, still not being authoritative on the offensive end, still kind of being passive. And this team shoots a lot of threes. So unless he establishes that he's attacking and that he's establishing a rim running type of style, then the rest of his teammates are just gonna shoot those threes that they're used to doing. Um, it's gonna be tough. I think this team basically goes off him. I expect them to have a much better game against games, in Game 6 against them. And just watch when Jason Tatum plays good. It literally is gonna be like a domino effect, and that's usually how this team works. Jason Tatum plays good, they all play good. But if even if he does play good, if he's not aggressive, then it's very evident what type of night it's gonna be. And that 3-pointer, man, like if it's not falling, it's not falling. And that 3-pointer is their defense. They're an amazing defensive team. But man, when you can trade threes for twos constantly over and over and over, it's overwhelming. But unfortunately, just wasn't able to go down tonight. And speaking of our IDF soldiers, it's already getting ugly. Might put this on a little early, man.
Yeah.
13.8.
It ain't looking too good. I got the Knicks and Hawks game on, and this one also is not very pretty. So it's a couple blowouts happening tonight so far. But yeah, I think that's the biggest thing about the Celtics is they are a three. They live and die by the three. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of been their identity for as long as they've been one of the best teams in the East. That's kind of been who they are, the 3-and-D team. Obviously, again, we talked about their two stars. We talked about Jason Tatum. We talked about Jaylen Brown. It's the guys surrounding them that have to step up. And Kyson, I was telling Tone just a minute or two ago, there has to be somebody else other than those two guys that steps up on a consistent basis. Now, when I say consistent basis, I'm not saying it has to be the same guy every time, but consistently somebody other than one of those two guys has to step up in order for this team to consistently be successful. So whether it's Peyton Pritchard, whether it's Derek White, whether it's Nikola Vucevic, whether it's, one of these other guys that has an impact, Brian Shireman, just somebody other than Sam Hauser, somebody other than their big two to step up, because you know who's going to show up every night. Jason Tatum's going to show up most of every night. Jaylen Brown's going to show up most of every night. So who's going to come along with them? The other night it was Peyton Pritchard. He exploded for 32 points, right? And that's what helped him get the win. You don't expect him to do that every night. You don't expect him to do that every game. So who's going to come along with them? And especially if they're not hitting the three ball at the rate that they're used to, they're going to be a problem, because, again, this Philadelphia 76er team can score the basketball. They can score the basketball. They have Joel Embiid, who, when he's healthy, is a top 5 player in this league, if you ask me. You have Tyrese Maxey, who is a top 5 guard in this league, if you ask me. And then you have Paul George, who is older but can still contribute, as he did tonight. And I think if you're not able to score with this team and you keep giving them opportunity after opportunity after opportunity, they will eventually take advantage of those opportunities and walk away with the win. And that's what they did in game 2, and that's what they did tonight. So I think if they just need to be more consistent in terms of who's stepping up for them, I think, on a game-to-game basis.
Yeah. I don't like the way, and of course, I love Derek White, but I don't like the way Joe doesn't go away from him if he's not playing well. Like, he played 36 minutes tonight and had 6 points, whereas Vucevic had 8 points in 12 minutes. And again, I spoke to it earlier. The pick and roll between him and Tatum was working. The pick and roll between he and Kata was working until Kata got into foul trouble. I just don't know why he kept bringing Derek White back in the game, and he really wasn't being effective. He's not a threat. I don't know if Joe playing, again, this chess, not checkers type of game, but I'm like, I need the effective players on the floor. You know what I'm saying? Jason Tatum out there grabbing 14 boards, and Derek White not helping out. You know what I'm saying? Maxey was doing what he wanted on the boards.
It's a mentality thing. He wants coaches, when they're like Udoka does this, right? We talk about Reed Shepherd. He might be on a heater, but he's getting cooked on defense, so we got to bench him. But he has 21 points, so we'll trade the bad defense for the points, because we have to score. In the NBA, I think D'Lo attests to this. It's sometimes you can't stop them. You're gonna have to go bucket for bucket sometimes, and then when you can get that stop, that's when you build momentum. But to Tone's point, if D White's not getting those stops and he's not scoring, what are we doing? we gotta match the flow of the game, and the flow of the game was Philly was on the road. We gotta match them because we can't stop them. So we're gonna at least have to at least keep up with them before it gets out of hand, so we can cap it, and then now we can put the defenders back in, right? But I just think that it's just a mentality thing. He wants the defenders out there, whether they're playing good or not. But I mean, again, like Tone said, I mean, you're not really D'ing up like that for real either.
Yeah.
It made no sense. We were up what, a couple buckets to end the half, and then we came out, not with that same lineup, and we weren't making the shots that we really weren't making shots all game. It's just a couple guys made a couple big shots for us in moments. But again, that pick and roll was working. It was making Joel Embiid make a decision that he didn't have to make. He was able to just to play off because Kate is not a fabulous shooter.
Yeah, and I think with that, with the whole Derek White thing, I think Joe Mazzulla, the idea of Derek White is almost a ticking time bomb, right? And in a positive way, if that makes sense. It's almost okay. He can get hot. He'll get hot eventually. Okay, he'll see one go in. Okay, now he's gonna get hot. Now he's gonna. And I think he's almost waiting for him to get hot and give him that opportunity to take over the game in terms of his shooting ability as well as his defensive ability, because we all know he can create turnovers. And playing at home, everybody knows what turnovers can do for a basketball team. Getting out on the break, hitting threes, getting on the rim. Like you know how much turnovers can impact the game. And Derek White just didn't go off today. Like that ticking time bomb didn't go off. And Joe Mazzulla, whether he was wrong for not doing it, whether he was right for not for not pulling him, it's tough to, as Tony, as you kind of mentioned. Maybe you should have went to somebody else. Maybe you bring in a Brian Shireman. Maybe you bring in, Jordan Walsh. Like maybe you give them more minutes, Derek White's minutes, because he wasn't playing well. But that's his guy. And Joe and Tone, more than ever, Joe Mazzulla is going to stick with his guys, and that's what he did tonight. And maybe he did it to a fault.
I was gonna say because it was game 3 that he went to Baylor and Jordan Walsh, and we had success. And so I mean, pretty much every game except the 2 ones that we've lost, we've won 9 or 10. You know what I'm saying? Yep. The 2 games that we lost, he's sticking to eight men. And it's weird. We got to be able to space the floor. We got to get Joel Embiid out of the paint so that we can attack. Because ain't too many people in the league ready to attack against Joel Embiid. He's big as hell. But yeah, I think I understand what you're saying about the Derek White thing. It's just Derek White has openly admitted that he's struggling right now. So I'm like, maybe this isn't his series. You know what I'm saying? Every series isn't for every player. Sometimes you gotta get through this one to open up that door for him next series. He plays a lot better against guards who go to the rim versus guards who do shoot the midi. You know what I'm saying? Because the midi, most of them dudes are fading away. He's only 6'4". He can't get too much blocking on those guys. But if they're attacking the basket, he lets them get by him a little bit, chase down, block from behind. But we'll see. I hope we don't got to go 7 because, again, I feel like the guys need their rest.
Yeah. So it's going to be big for them to close out in game 6 because you do not want to go to a game 7 because, both of you guys know very well anything can happen in a game 7. So if you're the Celtics, you want to close out in game 6 in Philly. I believe that game is Thursday? Thursday. So you want to make sure you close that series out on Thursday in Philly. All right. We've gone away from it enough. I guess we have to talk about it now. All right, Kai. So why are you smiling? That's too big of a smile, bro. See, there you go. There you go.
Look, the Rockets will be in Cancun soon.
Sorry,
we ain't get that broom.
Yeah, you ain't get that. You see that?
We ain't get that.
Y'all might get the gentleman joint.
We'll get the gentleman. They gonna walk us out the door.
It's the baby broom. It's not the big broom.
No. They go escort us out. Feel me? They kicked them out like Jazzy Jazz.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I seen a picture on Twitter. It got Dylan Brooks staring, and he's in Cancun, no shoes on
the beach.
On the beach by himself. I'm like, yo, this is wicked.
I see that too. Hey, oh my gosh, dog. That one hurt. But Kyson, you mentioned earlier that they overachieved this year. The Suns did, and obviously you don't want to go out like that, but they did, and so we can't do anything about it now. They got the opportunity to face the best team in the NBA, the reigning NBA champions, and they got dealt with. And the thing for me, boys, is that okay? The Suns, they want to be competing for a championship. This is the bar. The Oklahoma City is the bar. That is the bar in which you need to be meeting if you want to even sniff an NBA championship. And we weren't even close to competing with them. Not even close. That's what worries me the most, is that how far we are from competing against teams like Oklahoma City. Again, a team who just came off a championship and is looking to compete for another championship in back-to-back years. And that's the kind of competition we put up against them. We are very, 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 very far off from Oklahoma City. And so but there's different aspects in terms of why we're so as far away from Oklahoma City as we are. Kyson, this series, whether it's Phoenix that stood out to you, whether it was Oklahoma City that stood out to you, what stood out to you the most in this sweep of the Phoenix Suns?
The most. OKC got the recipe. They get fouled a lot and they don't commit fouls. Like, that's the recipe of winning a championship nowadays. Like, they have established a way of playing to where you can't call knick-knack fouls on them. That's how they play. You can be calling everything if you call everything. So that was the biggest thing, honestly. That they're a great defensive team. They got D-Book rattled. They had a plan for him, and it's just tough, man. Like, for the Suns, like what's next? It's looking like this could be a next. This is how it's gonna be for the next couple of years if y'all don't make a drastic move, either blow it up or make another swing for a start, or just make pieces to make a run. Um, Otherwise, you'll be back at 42, 43 wins, playing, may get in, may not. You're going against OKC, going against San Antonio is going to be really good for the next whatever years. Like, it's just tough. Jalen Green didn't play well. He played better than he did against last year against the Warriors, at least with the Rockets, but still didn't play overall well. And I think everyone in Phoenix is ready to move off the Jalen Green saga. You know, I think John Morant would be a good fit. We kind of talking about it jokingly. Um, I mean, Phoenix, hey, Scott still got everything you need. Pretty please, 11-11.
So there you go.
Casamigos.
No, don't. That no. That please don't give him that. As
Hey,
the
he
brand.
gonna be at Pretty Please every weekend.
Oh yeah. See, there you go, bro. That if
you.
you know what, that's what's gonna bring him here. I don't want John Morant here because of those things. He's gonna see Scottsdale and he's being like, oh, I kind of like it.
Scottsdale. The thing about Scottsdale though, it ain't Memphis, it ain't Atlanta, it ain't Chicago. It's still predominantly white.
Yeah.
Right. So you can still do your thing, but it's limits. And you got Book next to you. You have what I'm saying, real life dudes that know right from wrong next to you. So I don't know. That's what I would do. Probably go for maybe get some shooters. Because Book look like he want to play full-time point. He want to be Magic Johnson.
Yeah.
In year 12. Right? Magic Johnson in year 12. What was he doing? Passing the rock. Like, he's still giving you buckets here and there, but he was really getting his teammates involved. And that's exactly what Book is doing, because I get it. OKC had a great game plan for him, but even in the series, the game against Portland, we mentioned how passive he was, and that's kind of concerning. Maybe that's not the D-Book that got him here. The 70-point, the 25-point per game scorer that we know and love, 28-point per game scorer once upon a time that we know and love. that's just not him no more. And that's kind of concerning. I don't think the Suns do anything with D Book. I think that he's here to put seats in the matchup mortgage matchup arena and collect those checks. He's getting paid $60 million a year. Like, he's winning, you know. And
Yeah.
one more thing before I let you go, Jamal. I said it earlier. There's only a handful of players playing for legacy, real life playing for the all time stats, playing for accolades, championships. The rest are playing for the bag. So the Suns have a lot. They have some soul searching to do, or it's gonna be a lot of this for the next few years.
Yeah, I agree. And actually, I got some sound here I want to play. This is, you mentioned Jalen Green, Kyson, and what decisions the Suns have to make around surrounding Jalen Green and some other big decisions that they have circling them this offseason. Jalen Green, after the game yesterday, after game 4, was asked how he can get better in the offseason. This is what he said.
I feel like every summer is, you double down on the work of, what you could do better, and you watch the season back and look at how things played out and areas you could improve in. But I think, the weight room is probably where I'm going to spend a lot of my time. Obviously, the gym is always going to be where I'm going to be at, but just due to injuries, get my program together and try to come into next year, without any injuries. I feel like this year obviously it was the worst year due to injuries for myself, and it's my first time going through something like that. But just when you double down on the work.
So, we're gonna get to Devin. We're gonna get to Devin Booker here in a second. But I think Jalen Green, Tone, is another topic of conversation because you bring him in, obviously from the Kevin Durant trade. This was the game. He's never played this least amount of games in his entire career. He missed 50 some odd games with the hamstring injury. But when you did see him on the floor with Devin Booker and Dillon Brooks, you saw some moments. You saw he had some moments with them. If you're the Suns, Tone, and you see Jalen Green and you see what he went through this year, where do you think Jalen Green needs to get better this offseason? And do you run it back for another year because of the injuries and everything that occurred with Jalen Green?
Obviously, it depends on the direction that the Phoenix Suns are trying to go in, but you don't have that many options. I'd say yes. I'd say keep Jalen Green, see how it works next year. And that's with or without Devin Booker. I personally think they will start. And I understand what Kyson is saying about the legacy thing, but I think if you want to move in a direction, it's kind of like what the Lakers are eventually going to have to do with Luka. You're going to have to make a decision on whose team it is. And Jalen Green is a lot younger than Devin Booker is, and to me it's tough because I feel like a lot of teams are creating essentially the same team. When you look at OKC, when you look at the Celtics, when you look at the Spurs, it's a lot of defensive-minded, stronger guards. And if Jalen Green does get stronger, he's quick as lightning, and works on that perimeter defense. Now you've got one guy that you can add pieces around, because he did average the most points on the number 2 seed last year was the Houston Rockets. They were, like you said, there were moments when we've seen a version of Jalen Green that looked like his old self when he led the team in the 2 playing games for you guys.
Yep.
And so again, I just feel like you got to make a decision because we've seen this version of Devin Booker, and I don't think it's the best version of him that's going to be needed if you want to be competitive in the Western Conference. You need Devin Booker to be the scorer, and he's playing much more of a playmaker now, which I feel like you can find somebody who does essentially what he's been doing and not have to pay the cost that you're going to pay for Devin Booker. It's going to be sad because Devin Booker is the guy. He's been the guy for the past 10 plus seasons in Phoenix. But this is a business, and you gotta use the valuable pieces the way you use the valuable pieces. Um, and sometimes you wait too long to make that move, and it doesn't work out. And I feel like Jalen Green again has shown that he can be at least the number two guy. If he's not the number one guy, he can be the number two guy. Um, and I feel like it's probably the time now where you make big enough moves to where you're starting to move in that direction because the West Coast is just it's going to be tough next year. You got teams like Utah who are likely going to be top six teams, and they didn't even make the play in. But if you look at their roster up and down, they're tough. They are tough, and they're likely going to get a top 10 pick this year. But I think Jalen Green does have enough. I mean, he did it against some of the top teams in that we've seen in the West Coast. He's got the playmaking ability. If he works on his, he's tough, man. Oh, did I cut out again? My bad.
Oh yeah. Oh, you might have lost OG for a second. While OG resets his connection, I mean, Kaisi, I mean, the biggest thing to me is, and I have some Booker sound here that I'm going to play here in a second as well, but Devin Booker, he's still an elite scorer. This idea of Devin Booker not being the scorer he once was, not being the player he once was, I think that's all nonsense. And the reason why is because he can still do all the things that he's always been able to do. He's still able to do all of these things. You know, when we saw him go off in the 2023 playoffs and he was averaging 35 on 52% true shooting percentage and do all these things, and 2021 when he was doing all those things and carrying those teams, he's still capable of doing it. My problem is, and it drives me insane. My problem is that he won't do it. He won't do it. He still has the opportunity to go do it. He can say, okay, give me the ball. Give me the ball. It's my turn. I'm going to show you how to put a team on your back and go win a basketball game. He has the opportunity to do it. He has not taken that opportunity yet. That is what's driving me insane, and that is what's bringing this basketball team down. Over the past few years, yes, I can say the Phoenix Suns failed Devin Booker. They did. And if you say that, I will not argue, not one bit. But if you ask me, this season and in this playoffs, now, I'm not saying that they would beat the Oklahoma City Thunder. But if you ask me this playoffs, I look at you and I say Devin Booker failed the Phoenix Suns because of his lack of aggressiveness and the lack of scoring mentality that he's shown in the past to go out and say, give me the ball, get out of the way, it's my turn to go shoot. And put up 25, 30 shots and go off for 45, 50 points. He didn't show that at all. And so because of that, he needs to change something. One of you guys mentioned looking in the mirror. Devin Booker needs to look in the mirror and understand he's that dude. He's shown that he's that dude. He's shown that he can play at the highest level with anybody in this league. Because what I'm seeing from Devin Booker is he's running from the best defender. He's going to get the best defender on every single team that they match up against. I don't care who's guarding you. Go get a bucket. Because as soon as you set that screen, you know what's coming. It's a trap. You get in a double team, you got to get rid of the ball. And at that point, who knows what's going to happen? Go one-on-one with whoever's guarding you and have the confidence in yourself to say, I'm going to go get a bucket. I don't care if you're first team All-NBA. I don't care if you're a defensive player of the year. I can score on you, and there's nothing you can do about it. And he hasn't had that mentality since 2023, and it needs to change if this team is going to have a future. It has to.
I wonder, because he didn't. I will say that now. I could be just seeing things, but he didn't look healthy. Maybe like I don't know if that was the thing, and so it's kind of like you got to give him a little leniency. I mean, if you're on the court, you're on the court. But I mean, as far as taking advantage of defenders, you're not the same player. You know, it's kind of like when players get older. You're on the floor because they're paying you. You know what I'm saying? You want to play. But if you're not healthy, you're not healthy. There's only so much you can do on the floor. And I'm not saying that we just make it an excuse, but he's comparable. He's compromised. He cannot move laterally. He doesn't have the strength, whatever the case may be. And so he's at a disadvantage. But I personally think the way he's being so passive, it's almost like he doesn't want to be the number one anymore. And so sometimes you're more effective if you make that move, if Phoenix makes that move, and to go let him be the number 2 guy, the 2/3. And now he can be more effective because there's less eyes focused on him. Again, I know, Maul, you're going to be like, goodness gracious, my guy's no longer a Phoenix Sun. But the rumors that I'm hearing, and I think you or Lo were the one to bring it up before, is he's from Detroit.
Yeah, he's from Michigan.
What is Detroit missing right now? The reason why they're likely down in this series, they're missing shooting. Missing that spacing on the floor. You add him to the Detroit Pistons, where Cade is the obvious number 1, to take eyes off of Devin Booker. Oh man, it's only what Devin Booker would do over there, boy.
And
what would you take, Ma? What would you take
on trading Devin Booker?
Like, what would you take from Detroit if it came down to it?
I'm taking. I got to get a SAR. Got to get a SAR. The conversation starts and ends with a SAR Thompson. I don't care. If I didn't get a men from Houston, I'm getting a SAR from Detroit. No questions asked. That's where it starts. I'm getting a SAR. I'm getting Duncan Robinson. And I need 3 firsts. You give me that, I'm good.
I think that's a possibility. I mean, you look at what Detroit needs. They need it is a necessity for Detroit to have a number 2.
Yeah.
Jaden Durant is not a number 2. He cannot create from that position, and I don't even know who else to look towards after Cade. I like what's the guy Dennis that you brought up when Cade went down.
Dennis Jenkins.
Yeah. Like, I like his game, but he obviously doesn't get enough playing time to be a number 2, and he also plays point guard. I feel like they need that, and if you look at what Asar is, he's an amazing athlete, great basketball player, but he also is not a scorer. He's much more of a defender. And so when you look at that team build, that team makeup that I was speaking to, when you look at San Antonio, you look at the Celtics, you look at OKC, they have a scorer, and then they have defenders who can likely shoot the ball when they get open.
This is Stephen A. Smith from First Take this morning. And Kyson, I want to get your take on this specifically because Tone, believes that the Suns should trade Devin Booker. I don't believe that they should, but I do think if they don't, Devin Booker needs to look in the mirror and really realize who he is. But this is Stephen A. Smith on First Take this morning discussing whether or not the Suns should trade Devin Booker.
To Matt Ishbia, who obviously I've been critical of in the past. That is no longer the case. I think Phoenix did a hell of a job this year. I think he did a hell of a job as the owner, hiring the coach that he hired, getting the personnel that he got, and upgrading. I love Dylan Brooks on this team. I love Dylan Brooks, period. I wish he was on the Knicks, me personally. I love the instigator that he is. He does his job. Jalen Green, upside. We know he's got talent, just sporadic. But I love what Ishbia and the Phoenix Suns are doing, and I applaud them. And I don't blame them one bit for wanting to hold on to a staple like Devin Booker. But it's time that we look at Devin Booker differently.
Now, that's the way a lot of people are looking at Devin Booker right now. They're looking at him a little differently and saying he might not be that dude. He might not be the dude we thought he was going to be after 2021 and 2023. Kyson, the right move for the Phoenix Suns, is it to keep Devin Booker or is it to trade Devin Booker and get what you can for him?
Keep him. Because, again, he puts butts in these seats.
He does.
Matchup Mortgage Center, mortgage, whatever it's called, is sold out every game.
Yeah.
Just about. It's a bunch of empty seats. Win, lose, Devin Booker playing, they in there, right? And that means a lot. I say, I'm I agree with Stephen A. And that's unfortunate. That's why I was doing this. Like, dang, I can't believe I'm agreeing with Stephen A. I agree. I can see exactly why you would want to hang on to him. But you also we have to keep it on it. We got to look at it for what it is and not what we want it to be, right? Devin Booker could have won MVP, legitly had a legit case 3 years ago, 4 years ago.
Yep.
That is over. That window, your MVP window, is shorter than your championship window. You get about one, unless you're very special. We already know those special players that's going to have 7 and 8 year windows of MVP. But for your Devin Bookers, we can even talk about DeMar DeRozan type of players because DeMar DeRozan was in MVP conversations when he was leading Toronto first seed. They weren't legit combos, but he was in there, right? That's kind of how I look at Devin Booker. He was once in those combos. Now he's kind of just this is who he is, a consistent scorer who can facilitate, but it has to be perfect for him, and that's okay. I'm going to kind of get off topic real quick, but I look at the Ravens, right? Lamar Jackson is an amazing player, face of the league, should be a 3-time MVP. He's a 2-time MVP, but that doesn't mean he doesn't need help. You get him the best receivers out there. You give him the best line out there. You give him the best defense out there. So he can become the best Lamar Jackson. Just because he's ultra talented without it doesn't mean you keep him without. Same thing with Devin Booker. Get Ja. Get Ja. Let Ja be the dominant ball handler. And when you get this, you already know what it is. I think he needs a point guard. I've been saying this forever. Get him a point guard. Devin Booker's a solid facilitator, a solid playmaker, but that's not his niche. And it's obvious because it looks awkward. When he's legit passing up shots to get everyone involved, he genuinely thinks that's what he needs to do. When in reality, they looking for you, bro. They waiting for you.
Yeah.
And when he had a point guard like Chris Paul, now Chris Paul is the point guard. It's hard to replicate that. But when he had a point guard, that's when we seen the absolute best of Devin Booker. So I'm on the side of no, keep him. Because you need a guy that's going to put people in this arena. And let's really think about it. You get rid of Devin Booker, it's going to be rough.
Zero direction. Zero.
Like, you're tanking for the next 4 years minimum.
At least. And listen, we don't even got no picks. Unless we get it from Detroit. But we're not tanking for Detroit. Detroit got to lose for us to get a good pick.
Exactly. Detroit is at the top of the game right now. Man. So those are low picks. Those are 30, 29, 28 picks. So you have no choice but to try it and at least compete. That's why I said if you don't make major moves, you're going to be back here next year. 42, 43 wins, playing in. But hey, Devin Booker making that money on, riding that low rider.
Do you really think they get 42 wins when Portland will likely be better? They get Dame back. You see the success.
Look, hey, I'm not making this bet again.
Yeah,
no, I understand what you're saying, but Dame had a torn Achilles. The Utah Jazz sat their top 3 players for more than 30 plus games. There's no way that they're not a top 6 or 7 seed next year. That's just.
I completely disagree with that.
I think
that's gonna make the plan.
Man, I don't think the Rockets are going to be as good as they were last year.
No, I think they will make the plan. I don't think they're 6 or 7 seed.
I said 6 or 7.
I think they're 9, 10. Yeah, that's.
I would love to see I'd love for us to do that. I'm sure it won't happen this pod, but I'd love to see our power rankings for next year because I don't think that. Yeah, I just think that there are teams that will likely not be where they're at right now.
We will definitely be having that discussion come June and July and August. And because, again, there are a lot of moves that are going to be made in the NBA. But I mean, I have my last point on the Suns. They're going to get better. I believe in terms of they're still young. They have guys who are again. You bring it back. Devin Booker, Jalen Green's going to get better. He should get better. Dylan Brooks has improved his game every single year he's been in the league. You have two picks who look very very good this year, Rasheer Fleming and Kaman Malawach. Mark Williams, who knows if he's going to be back? He's a restricted free agent, so who knows if he's going to come back? Colin Gillespie, hopefully he develops into. I would love for him to develop into a pass first playmaking point guard. I don't think he's able to do that, but I think he'll eventually come back. I think Jordan Goodwin will be back. So, yeah, I have some pieces who can develop and get better. I kind of agree with Kyson. I think they're going to be around that 43, 44 win range when they're in the 7th seed and the 8th seed playing the San Antonio Spurs, Oklahoma City Thunder again next year. Okay, real quick before we move on to the next series, let's talk about the team that actually won because because the Suns suck. But the Oklahoma City Thunder, they look terrifying, they look scary, and they don't even have their second best player. That's how good this basketball team is. Kyson, what is when you look at the Oklahoma City Thunder? If you're a team in the West in the playoffs right now, specifically the Lakers or Houston. When you look at Oklahoma City Thunder, what scares you the most about that basketball team?
I think, well, first off, SGA is the best player in basketball. I think he's proven that. You've seen it firsthand, Jamal. There was nothing Dylan Brooks can do. Nothing. He was hitting over the left fadeaways, over the right, doing whatever you want, layup, three. What you need? I got it, right? No free throws. He was getting free throws, no doubt, but it's not like he was getting 20 free throws. Like he's unstoppable offensively, and he plays defense. He's a great communicator on D. He's a great rotator. That's how he gets all those blocks because he's always in the right position. His IQ for the game is something we haven't seen in a very long time. And it's scary to think about because when we was watching Kobe in real time, we knew we was watching Kobe. Like we know that feeling we got from watching Kobe, whether you liked him or you disliked him. It was like, oh, or it was that boy. Like, it just gave you a feeling. That's what SGA is slowly doing. And it's kind of hard to accept. I kind of feel like an old head right now. It's kind of hard to accept because we had a Kobe, we had LeBron's that gave us this feeling. SGA, he gives that feeling to the new generation, and I can see why. Dude is unstoppable, and his IQ for the game. Without SGA, they don't make the playoffs. I get how talented and how deep this roster is. I just don't think they make the playoffs without SGA. That's how, he controls the game. He plays at his pace. He does not bat an eye on what the defense gives him. It's him versus him. When you're at that level, there's only so many players that have reached that level, and it's kind of crazy that he's reaching that level. So that's the scariest part to me. SGA, who do you got for him? Because that's the head of the snake. Him on offense. Now defense, their defense complements him, right? So I got dudes who ready. I'm gonna have somebody else ready for 20 points minimum, at least one. Whether it's Chet, whether it's Jada when he's healthy, or Isaiah Joe out the blue, AJ Mitchell out the blue, Kaysen do his thing. So they are very, very loaded, no doubt, very talented. But SGA, man, he gives them so much life, gives them so much confidence. It kind of reminds me of what Tatum was doing before he got hurt, right? When Tatum used to just pump life into the Celtics, like that's why he was averaging so many assists, because the gravity he creates was just making everyone look so much better, including JB. And that's where SGA is at right now. He makes everyone around him look good, even if you're a bum. I'm telling you, Lou Dort years in Oklahoma City are coming to an end, and you're going to see the night and day difference when he's on the Wizards. Oh no, sorry. The Wizards are going to be good coming up. I'm thinking of a team that's going to be bad. The Kings. He's going to be on the Kings, making top dollar, looking bummyish. Like,
He ain't gonna look the same.
this Luke. Just the dude that was locking up James Harden and D Book and all these other cats. D Mitch. Him? Dude, suck. We paying him how much? 30 million. So watch, but that's the SGA effect, and I know it sounds like I'm glazing, but I rarely give this man the credit he deserves. But I think he has shown the league that, hey, this is my league, at least for the time being. Because Wemby is definitely around.
It's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time before Wemby gets here. And you know, I'm glad you brought that up, Kaisi, because obviously we saw what SGA was just capable of. He scored his career playoff high against the Suns in Game 3. Shot 15 of 18 from the field. He didn't miss a shot until the second half. And you know, you saw how good the SGA was and how good he can be. Tone, you're on the opposite side. Okay, you're on the opposite side. You're playing against the OKC Thunder. Is there anything you can do to stop or even slow down the Oklahoma City Thunder?
I mean, slow down. I think you have to blitz SGA a little bit more than you do currently. I haven't seen, and maybe it's just the team that they played against, but you have to gamble a little bit more. You have to blitz and make somebody beat you. Essentially, you have to make someone else beat you. I tend to think that there has to be like a Lou Dort, gamble and make him hit the spot up threes. I mean, still jump at him, don't just leave him wide open. But when I watched them play Denver before, when I watched them, play in the finals, that's kind of like what teams will do. You got to blitz SGA, make him see two defenders come off of the basketball a little bit early, and then make someone else beat you. But I agree, Twin. Welcome to the dark side. I've said it for a little while now. I think SGA is the best player in the association, and don't get it twisted. I think Jokic is a hell of a player. I just attribute what SGA does with the basketball for 94 feet. Like, he has to bring the basketball up when a team's score baskets. He has to guard other teams' guard or shooting guard. Jokic doesn't really have to do that. You look at a team when he plays the Detroit Pistons, he has to guard Jalen Duren, who's not going to shoot the basketball. He's going to go for offensive rebounds. And so it's just things that SGA has to do, to me, that Jokic doesn't have to do. And like you said, the way he controls the basketball by that level of efficiency, it's scary, man. We haven't seen a guard do what this dude does. And he's seeing other teams' best defenders, because top tier defenders are now, besides Wemby, are guards. They're 1 through 3. Those are the guys who are sitting down and moving laterally, and they're trying to guard SGA, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. His footwork is top tier. His midi is top tier. He stepped up his 3-pointer every year, and then I also attribute his consistency at the free throw line. Doesn't matter. You can send him to the free throw line, but if he's shooting 70%, then it's a different game. The man is shooting close to 90% from the free throw line, which is also added. Like, you don't want to send SGA to the free throw line in the clutch, because what's he going to do? He's going to win. And he's not afraid of the moment. There's some guys who are that good, but when it's under 2 minutes, they're not looking to attack. SGA's like, give me the basketball, everyone move out of my way, and watch what's about to happen. You know it's going to happen, and you can't stop it. But again, I think teams in those moments when the game's close, you got to blitz, make somebody else beat you, and it's gonna be tough because SGA tends to make the right play.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that. Tone is you gotta get the ball out of SGA's hands, especially with J-Dub out of the lineup. You got to make somebody else make a play. You got to force somebody else to make a play with the ball in their hands, and obviously the Suns weren't able to do that. No team has been able to do that since last year. Obviously. With them coming off of the NBA championship run that they're coming off of. And I'm not all the way. Listen, I'm not all the way on the dark side. I'm edging towards it. I'm getting very close to the dark side. I'm not all the way there yet, but SGA is a problem. SGA is a very, very, very big problem that the NBA has, in a good way. but he is infuriating to watch. He is infuriating to watch. And I say that because he can get to his spot at any point in time, whenever he pleases. He can get to his spot, and all you can do is hope he misses. Hope he misses. That's all you can do is just hope he misses. But the foul bait, he doesn't need to do it. He doesn't need to. That's the part that infuriates me the most. He doesn't need to flop and try and get to the line, and he can make shots without getting to the line. He can do all these things that he's been able to do without having to bait the refs into calling a foul for him. That's the only thing that really irritates me about SGA, but he's a problem. He's a very big problem. And if he won MVP this year, I would not be upset. I wouldn't shed a tear because he would absolutely deserve it. All right. Let's move on to the next series we're going to talk about. We're going from Tone's team to my team. Kyson, let's talk about your boys. The Houston Rockets avoided the sweep in Game 4. They blew out the Lakers at home in Houston in H-Town. Tone, you look at this game, they avoided the sweep. They ended up coming out with the dub. It got chippy at the end. And so, the Rockets are going to come out with some desperation, or they should come out with some desperation in Game 5 at the Crypt. Is there any way, again, Austin Reeves sounds like he's going to be playing in Game 5. Would you give this team any chance to maybe win Game 5 and then maybe sneak a Game 6 and force a Game 7 and make the Lakers worry a little bit, shaking their boots? Or do you think this is over in 5?
A bunch?
It's for me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I honestly think it's over. If you watched that last game, LeBron just didn't seem like himself. It seemed a little gassed. I feel like this was like the perfect recipe for them. They get Austin Reeves back, who's gonna take a little bit of that pressure off. And now who do you guard? Like Amen Thompson's obviously gonna play, and then that frees up. Like, you got to trust Jabari Smith to stop LeBron, like to really stop LeBron. As much as I like Jabari Smith's game, I personally think that he will be someone that teams will look to try to steal from Houston this summer. I don't know if he's going to be able to slow down LeBron. And this is, to me, LeBron's going to be in Game 7 mode. He knows. He's like, I need to rest. If I want to have a chance for the next series, I got to win this game. I got to win. Like, LeBron's going to be in Game 7 mode. And, I think it's a perfect recipe, them losing and seeing how they lost. And then you add a, I don't want to say a prolific scorer, but at times we've seen Austin Reeves look like that guy out there, boy. Like,
he can put the ball in the basket.
You know what I'm saying? He can shoot the three, he can shoot to the midi, he can get to the cup, he's got a little bit of handles, and he's not afraid of the moment. And so you just adding another dynamic playmaker to the recipe for the Lakers. I feel like this is a recipe for success for them. It's sad because I feel like there were expectations for the Rockets once they seen that KD was going there. But, again, it doesn't seem to be 100%. The Rockets lost their point guard a little too early. And then I don't think Sengun has panned out to be the player that we once thought he was going to be. And so, Lakers will likely be moving on to the next round.
Kyson, we were joking about it earlier. Obviously my team got kicked out the door, like Jazzy Jeff, like you say. They got thrown out. They got, they're screaming out, getting thrown out the window. You guys have a chance to make this series interesting in Game 5 if you do end up winning Game 5, going back to Houston for a Game 6 and possibly forcing a Game 7. What chance do you give your Rockets to win Game 5, go back to Game 6, and make the Lakers shake a little bit in their boots and make this a series again?
I give them like a 25% chance to make it happen. And if you think about it, they had like a 10% chance last game. I know people are going to say that the Lakers let them win and whatever the case may be. Not in the first quarter. The first quarter was mano y mano, straight up.
Yep.
And the Rockets brought it to them. Reed Shepherd The same guy that they say can't defend, this and that. He had like 2 steals back to back in the first quarter. Like everyone came to show up and came to play. You got to keep it up. You got to bring that exact energy into this game. And I expect the Lakers to be way more prepared. They're going to be rested. They're going to be back at home. It's going to be a very uphill battle, no doubt. But the Rockets definitely have a chance. No team has ever came back from a 3-0. I'm not going to cut out my boys. You know, it is looking grim, but I'm gonna stand tall. I'm gonna have faith in my guys. You know, when I became a fan, it was because of James Harden. That was my dog, and then he left, and then I was in the loop. Do I still follow the Rockets, or do I still follow James Harden? But at the end of the day, I remember in 2015 when we came back 3-1 against the Clippers in the second round. And the only way we did that was our bench. Trevor Ariza and Josh Smith, Jason Terry, Pat Bev. Those guys won us that series, not James Harden. And that's when I really had to realize I'm a Rockets fan at the end of the day. Right? This is the team I chose. It's my team for life. So with that being said, man, I got to ride with my boys. They played great. In terms of the offseason, I've seen 2 notifications saying that we shopping KD. Good. Why? Goofy. What? Sick of this.
You must have been reading my mind.
Bro.
You must have been reading my mind.
Somebody tweeted it perfect. KD ain't the team captain, but he the first pick for sure. When we at the park and we about to squad up, KD automatically the first pick, but he'll never be the captain.
No.
He'll never pick the team.
No.
You gotta build around him.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And in terms of this series, there's going to be a lot that have to go right for Houston, and it had to be a lot to go wrong for the Lakers. And obviously, you know, like you said, Cassie, you never want to count anybody out. You know, especially with the talent that the Rockets have. But the Lakers have been looking good. They're getting Austin Reeves back. Who knows how I don't want to say competent, but how much he how much he contributes coming off of this injury. But they're getting reinforcements back. So I don't know how much of a chance I would give the Rockets. Again, if they win tomorrow night, they're going to be a big problem, because then you go back home to Houston for Game 6, and then both of you guys know anything can happen in a Game 7. But say the Rockets do end up losing tomorrow, and they do go into the offseason. Obviously, you both know that they made a big move this offseason in trading for Kevin Durant. And I'm glad that you brought that up, Kyson. I'm glad that you brought that up, because this is Evan Cohen on Unsportsmanlike from ESPN Radio saying that Kevin Durant has played his last game as a Houston Rocket.
I do not believe Kevin Durant plays another game in his career with the Houston Rockets. He will not ask out, but I think it will be so obvious to both parties. We tried this. No bad blood. We move on. Kevin Durant with a group of young players as the old veteran who has to do a lot of it doesn't make sense at this point in his career. Kevin Durant makes sense joining a team with his peers to try to win it all. Now, if you tell me Giannis is there, that would be his peer. But I think it's much easier to get Giannis and keep the players they want to keep if Kevin Durant goes out in a 3-way deal, if hypothetically that happens. I don't personally believe Kevin Durant plays another game in his career for the Houston Rockets.
First of all, holy, that dude is annoying.
Has Kevin Durant
volume, bro? Oh my God, that dude was annoying. Don't ever play a clip of his again, bro. That was nauseating.
Has Kevin Durant played his last game as a Houston Rocket?
Man, I'm not trying to think about that. You want to be honest? I don't care. I really don't care. What I do know, you can't get rid of Segu. You just can't. I know the discourse, the defense, the running. I get the memes. This dude's a leader. He has shown time and time again, I will do whatever for my team. Whatever. Whether I got to say motivational speeches, I don't even know English for real. But I'm a motivational speeches. I'm going to He played great on the last game. He scored when he needed to. He played solid defense. I'm not going to ever say he plays great defense because that's just a lie. But he plays solid defense, played his role, played his part, right? Facilitated when he needed to. He played. I couldn't ask for a better game from him. We're gonna need 40. No, we're gonna need a great. We're gonna need Segun's best game ever to keep the series going, no doubt. But to your point, if we do lose, we got to keep Segun. We got to keep Eamon Thompson. I don't care what y'all say. The jump shot, give him ball more. He needs to become a better ball handler because that midi, if he get that midi consistently, we have a problem. That's all you need. Handle and midi. The three will come. Not worried about the three, but they kept giving him that free throw. He took it every time, and he made him pay every time. We're gonna need that again this next game. Eamon goes nowhere. His defense, it has fallen off a little bit. That's because his offensive responsibility has increased. That's what happens. It's hard to do both. Only a few players can do both, Tone. You already know. AB, JT, those guys are in different echelons, right? Eamon's not there yet. He will get there one day, hopefully. But for now, we need to he's a priority. And my boy Reece Shepard. I've been preaching, I've been vouching for this guy the entire time. He's a piece. With the right offense, this dude could be lethal. He needs an offense though. He can't just have, set him screen. Hey, cut now. We can't have go by. Hey, you cook him now. All right, you cook him. We can have a pass and cut. We need an actual offensive engine that flows. All right, those two players, I feel like you keep. KD, it would be nice if we kept you. Maybe got Giannis for you, but it just don't seem realistic. I just don't know where KD goes and it works out. I mean, he had Minnesota. I think Minnesota would have been great for him. I think that would have been great. But at this point in time, where does KD go and it makes sense? Genuinely. For a championship, if he's looking for a championship, where do you put KD and it actually works out? Besides the Oklahoma City Thunder. Or the Spurs, like a juggernaut team already.
And that's a great point. I mean, Tone, when you look at KD, the Rockets gave up a lot. Now, they didn't give up as much as the Suns gave up for Kevin Durant, but they still had to give up a lot of pieces to get Kevin Durant. And if they lose in the first round this season, obviously maybe you want to run it back because, it's only one season, this and that. Or do you run this back and try again and bring Kevin Durant back for another year just to try and pay off what you gave up for Kevin Durant? So, Tone, has Kevin Durant played his last game as a Houston Rocket?
Personally, I don't think so. And I will say I think it's unfortunate for Rockets fans because I don't think they're going to have the same amount of success that they had last year with Kevin Durant next year. I personally don't think so, mainly because they didn't have a point guard, if I'm honest. And I think if you're in the front office, that's what you contribute some of the mishaps to. You say, man, if we had Fred, then things might have worked out a little differently for us. Regardless of, the tweets and the miscommunication within the locker room and on the floor, I think when you have a point guard, one that's been there before, actually has a chip, and he's respected, it changes the variables for the Houston Rockets. I will say this as well, though. I don't think you can get rid of Sengun, but I don't know if he's as good as we really think he is, or we thought he was. And so I don't know if it's ever going to work out with him. Like, you have to be, to me, at least Jokic on defense. At least Jokic. At least. And Jokic isn't really much of a defender, but there's times when I watch Sengun and I'm like, bro, because I thought Sengun was there. Like, I personally thought Sengun was one of those guys, especially after the first 20 games he had this season. And then it just he looked different. And I'm like, is this because of the KD syndrome, to where a lot of people have those expectations for bro, and then they kind of take their foot off the gas a little bit? But I think on both sides, offensively and defensively. And KD doesn't hold up his end of the bargain, and then they're trying to figure out where the missing piece and where do I feel like Sengun's got to be absolutely dominant on both sides of the floor and know that this is his team, and he just doesn't have that mentality when there's another guy who can possibly be the 1A there. It was similar when I watched Jalen Green on the floor. He just didn't feel. I'm like, yo, he took over last game. Why is he not taking over this game? And he's like, oh, maybe Jalen Green's team this game. And Sengun's got to know he's capable of being the 1A. And until that happens, he won't be a 1A. And I guess my third takeaway from this is, especially right now, we're watching JJ Redick outcoach Ime.
This is like a common thing now.
I guess, but Ime has. I mean, yeah. When he was
Come on, Tone. He had JB and JT. Come on.
Yeah,
like,
we made
them
made it there.
Helps a lot.
We got there though. Like we got there. We didn't win it, but we got there.
He was playing drop D on Curry.
Yeah, that doesn't add up to very much success.
Hey, we got there. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't. I mean,
And he got absolutely out coached by Kerr.
Kerr's arguably a top 3 coach in the league, and so I feel like that's not something to really look down upon. Whereas this is JJ Redick's second year as a professional head coach in the NBA, and don't get me wrong, I think JJ Redick was capable of seeing the floor in different ways as a player. JJ Redick being a head coach of a basketball team, I did not see him out coaching Ime because, again, Ime seems like a good leader of men. Now, his off the court intangibles, yikes.
That matters.
Yikes.
Yep, that matters.
Yeah. No, I definitely, yes, I agree. I completely agree. But with the pieces and the components that he had, I don't know. And then again, watching. I mean, there was a game where Bronny had as many points as
bench.
Yeah, like come on, man.
The roster's definitely. You definitely gotta make some changes, and that's what I was saying, Jamal. Like, I said I don't care because it's like it's a situation where if you get rid of KD, like what's next? Like, and if you don't get rid of him, well, all right.
What's next?
Then what's next? Are you gonna do what you need to do to keep him? Because we need shooters.
Yeah.
Tari Eason, Okogie, Dave, Dorian Finney-Smith, Jabari. I would have rather y'all, bruh. I get Jabari. I get a great defender, great 3-point shooter. The next game, I get Kwame Brown.
I feel like a part of that is the Kevin Durant effect. And I hate saying this because KD is such a prolific player. But like LeBron is going to find you if you're open. If he knows that you have just hit a 3-pointer, LeBron's mind is if they give bro a half a step, I'm getting bro the ball because basketball happens in moments. Kevin Durant gets the ball and dudes start standing around. Whether it's them consciously or unconsciously, they're watching the greatest scorer that they feel that they've ever played with. LeBron is capable of doing similar things as far as averaging the same amount as Kevin Durant, but he's pass first. And so it encourages other players to get open, to make movement off of the basketball, to set a screen. Whereas Kevin Durant, they just standing around. It's like rec ball.
Well, two things.
He got it.
One, we all done hooped, right? We all done hooped. We all got that one homeboy we hoop with. When he get the ball, we know what's about to happen. It's going up. Or we got the one homie, when he get the ball, I know he about to look out for me. I know he's looking. I know I'm about to cut. When I hit this elbow, he gonna look for me. When I beat my guy on the back door, he gonna look for me. I know that. But when I got my homie, that's go. I know he about to get it up. I'm here in the corner waiting for you. You know, and I think that's just the mentality. I think that's a great point you made, Tone. LeBron is a pass first guy. You know, and my second point. What was my second point? I lost it. Jamal, we can't hear you. Oh, I can't hear you. Oh man, it never fails, though.
He is. You are muted though. I don't know if that was part of it.
But what was my second point? Oh yeah, scheme matters also. JJ Redick has implemented a scheme with the Lakers. Now I'm not saying that affects LeBron because LeBron's LeBron, no doubt. But JJ Redick has a scheme. He has rules, principles. Okay, if you're in this spot, this is what you do. If you're in this spot, this is what you do. Right? We don't have that in Houston. It's cook them. Here, you cook them. All right, Amy, you try. All right, Segun, here, you. The one play we do, the one set we do work, that does work when we run it, is when we have Segun like kind of like on a high post, and we'll have either Amon or Reed pass on the ball, and then KD will come around, wrap around him, and it'll be a handoff or be a handoff option. So Segun will either hand it off to KD, he'll come around and Segun a drop, and KD got that pass, or KD takes it all the way. That's like the one set that works. But we run it like 20% of the game. Like second quarter is usually when we run it, like when we need to come back. What about the other sets? Like y'all don't have any plays ran? Like it just seems like KD just not bought in on what's going on. And to your point, Tone, that's kind of I'm kind of with you. I think we do keep KD just to see. That's why they didn't make any moves in the offseason. I think they're genuinely waiting for Fred and Stephen A, who got hurt mid-season, waiting for those two guys to come back and make his jail. And with that being said, I think Udoka gets another chance too, man. I think he gets another chance too, unfortunately. Again, he's a great coach, but I don't know. What you got, Jamal?
I'm going right back to you because before we move on to the next series, we haven't got a chance to react to it. And I have to get your reaction to it. The end of game 3. How that game ended.
Oh my God.
Have you seen a worse ending to a basketball game ever?
That was unbelievable, bro. That was unbelievable. We're looking a lot better. If we would have won game 3 and then have game 4 that we had, we might could win the series.
Yeah.
But what I tell you all the time, morale is everything.
Mm-hmm.
So here's, I'm the analyzer. I got to get my analyzer cap on. Put the goggles on real quick. Jabari called out KD hours before the game. He said, "Hey, KD, you keep getting doubled. That's on you, big brother. Work. We need you." You know how KD responded?
I'm out. See ya.
Jabari Smith telling me to suck it up. Pause.
Hey, boy.
Are we serious? I didn't agree with that, Jabari. Come on, man. That's place and time, bro. This man already playing hobbled. He played number 4 games. He only missed 4 games all season. And now you're questioning, like you're trying to challenge him. And I get it. You should have did this months ago, though. When that burner came out, that's when you should have came out with this. Not playoff time, idiot.
Wrong
Jabari
time,
has
place.
no IQ on the court or off it. No self-awareness, no social awareness. Like, dude, this man, if he put you in a burner once, what you think he doing right now?
Loading
So
up.
that set the tone off the rip.
Yeah.
But I was very proud of what I was seeing prior to those last 30 seconds. I'm like, man, oh my God, we about to do it. Finish, baby. Yes. 25 seconds left. Lo and behold. Well, look how the tables turn, Tone. Look
You
how them
don't blame
tables.
some of that on coaching?
I'm totally with you. I can't even. You got that one. 1,000.
hard to argue,
I'm with you on that one because when them tables turn, Jamal, they turn.
all the
Because
way.
guess who got the
360.
ball with 25 seconds left, and all he got to do is get past half court. Jabari Smith.
Why does he have the basketball with 25 seconds left on the other side of the court?
It's that. And why doesn't he just dribble the ball up the court? Why is he afraid to go shoot free throws?
The only other guy I would think to have it would be Eamon Thompson, who's not a good free throw shooter. So, but
then the very next possession. I
was just about to get there, Jamal. Right?
You know what? I'm gonna let you take off.
So boom, right? So lo and behold, Jabari Smith, you have your time to Katie was probably dying laughing watching this. Dying. Because the same mug that had to call me out does this bonehead play. Okay, boom, right? The only player trying. Literally, Marcus Smart was the only player trying. Everyone else, like LeBron and them, they're like, damn, next game, y'all. Yep. Marcus Smart, 1-on-5. Boop. Now, Tone, I was with you, right? I was with you with the coaching thing, but here's where I got to reverse it back to you. My rotations. Now, I get it. Our roster isn't the best, but why do I have bottom of the bench Jayshawn Tate in the game? Why?
You know his best defenders.
No, he's not. And if he is, then that's sad. That is bad. Jayshawn Tate is my tank commander. When we was winning 20 games, that was my dog. He should not be in the game right now.
I don't think he should have been in the game at that point in time, but he's one of y'all's best defenders.
And he fouls Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart of all people from the 3-point. So what was a 6-point is now a 3-point. Yep. So okay. Let's learn from my mistakes. Let's learn from my mistakes, though. Jabari, you effed up already. Let's give it to our best free throw shooter, Reed Shepherd, and our supposedly point guard. We drafted him to be point guard. This man is shaking in his boots. This man is scared to, like, you could have told him go through a cemetery at 3 a.m. He would have rather did that than dribble that ball up. Jamal, I knew when we went to overtime, it was over. It was over. There was no chance of winning. Mm-mm. And I got the goggles on to hide my tears. Definitely. But thanks, Jamal. I'm depressed again.
You know what? I'm sorry, brother. That was unnecessary.
No. You got your get back. It's cool.
Hey, you know what? Listen. We're here's the good news. Okay, we're vacationing in Cancun.
We go to Jamaica, bro.
Okay. Say, don't worry. Somebody's got their tickets booked, boy.
Who's that?
The Houston Rockets. I believe Kevin Durant is already vacationing. He may not even show up. He might have to show up if they happen to win next game. Because I know we're about to go into another conversation, but I feel like the Houston Rockets, they embraced that personal level of confidence when they seen Kevin Durant wasn't there last game. They're like, oh, he ain't showing up again. Oh, now we ain't got to worry about him wanting the basketball. Now I can just do what I do, what I'm comfortable doing. Whereas the game before that, I feel like they thought he was gonna play, but he called them on. He called them.
Yeah.
Hey, I woke up.
They were like, "Oh, he ain't pulling up. Let's go win one. One." And so now they're in that momentum where it's possible. It's all about they got to make some shots though, because Issa made a couple buckets.
Hey, he had a good game, no doubt.
Shot making is big in the playoffs though. It's huge in the playoffs because everyone is going to give you that bump, that physicality when you go into the basket. So if you can make shots, it creates space and it enables people to do what they used to doing. And so if they make a couple of shots, who knows? But again, they're getting Austin Reeves back, like you stated earlier, Maul. I don't know.
We'll see how
that's
that works
the thing
out.
for the Rockets.
Hey Jamal, who do you think needs to make this? Let's say the Rockets magically pull it off. Who do you think
Mhm.
needs this second round appearance more? Do you think JJ Redick after his subpar coaching performance last year? You think this is a makeup from that? Like, do you think he needs this more due to Rockets? Even though what's the OKC, what's inevitable is inevitable. Well, regardless, do you think the Rockets or the Lakers need the second round appearance more?
The Rockets, and it's closer than it may, what a lot of people may think. But just because the Lakers, they have Luka, they have LeBron, obviously, who's on his way out the door. Who knows if he's going to retire after this year, next year, whatever the case may be. But I look at the Rockets and I look at them and I say, okay, you gave up a lot for Kevin Durant. You gave up a lot of your future. You gave up Jalen Green. You gave up Dylan Brooks. You gave up the 10th overall pick. You gave up. Which was Malawatch, right? And you gave up some second round picks, which turned into Rasheer Fleming. You gave up a lot for what? 2-3 years? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Rasheer Fleming, that's another really, really good defender, young guy. And you give him and you give all that up for Kevin Durant, who, yes, is one of the greatest players of all time.
Pause. Oh my God, I'm thinking about it. Jalen Green's give him one more chance. Dylan Brooks takes another step. We get Rasheer Fleming, another little piece, little 6th, 7th, 8th man. Fred healthy, supposedly, and then we keep Stephen A. We don't get Dorian Finney, don't get KD, and Malawatch, or maybe not even him. You go get I'm not sure who's in this past draft. I think that was sure. Hey, Malawatch.
Colin Murray Boyles, who's in Toronto.
Oh yeah, him in Toronto.
Yeah,
you get a young talent and you keep developing and staying competitive. You still win 47, 48 games, 5th seed, 6th seed. You still in that realm without making that big of a move. So that's a great point that you're making, Jamal. I didn't mean to interrupt, but I was just thinking, like, damn, you're right.
No, you're all good, because I mean, again, how much longer are you gonna have KD, and how much longer can he play at this level? Again, he's so far he's beat Father Time, but how much longer are you legitimately gonna have KD at this level? If you're the Lakers, okay, you still have Luka, you still have Austin Reeves. LeBron may go, but you didn't have to give up anything for LeBron. You know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't have to give up anything for him. You only hope that he's able to play at a LeBron-esque level for the next 2 years or however long he's in the league for. So I think the bigger upset, if they don't make the second round, is the Houston Rockets, just because of what they gave up and how they've kind of gotten to this point. But real quick, let's we're reacting to Portland and San Antonio. San Antonio's up 20 right now, 77-57. And I think there's 4 minutes remaining in the third quarter. So we'll keep you guys updated, and we'll talk more about that series as the game goes on. Real quickly, we don't, we could just spend a few minutes on this. We don't have to spend too long on it, but the NFL draft. The NFL draft happened this weekend, and there was a lot of things that happened, obviously. Fernando Mendoza, number one, to nobody's surprise. This is somebody that I've been saying I believe is the best player in the draft, and the Cardinals just so happen to draft him. The Cardinals got Jeremiah Love, who, again, I think is the best player in the NFL draft, the most impactful player in the 2026 NFL draft. And I think that will eventually come true. And I think with a head coach like Michael Floor, and offensive-minded head coach like Michael Floor, and giving this guy an opportunity. Now, you're looking for your quarterback. They went out and drafted Carson Beck, who, is a quarterback that is not playing in the NFL and is existing human being. That's about all I have to say about Carson Beck. But he, not the biggest fan of that draft pick. He's got a lot of experience. I mean, he is like a super duper senior, and the Cardinals took him in the third round. I do like. There's a couple things I liked about the draft. Tyson, the Ravens, they took a guard in the draft. Obviously, looking to build that offensive line. They took Jacoby Lane out of USC, the wide receiver, later in the draft. Is there anybody that stood out to you in the NFL draft in terms of teams, who won the NFL draft, whose draft you liked? What stood out to you, or even how did the draft help your Baltimore Ravens?
Well, I'll do other teams first, man. I think the Bucks got a real good steal in Ruben Bain. I would have
Right there.
I was
Bingo.
literally in one of my other group chats, and I'm like, dog, we can get Bain. Oh my, because he fell to us. But I
15.
think we were stuck on Vega, and I'm 100% fine with the Vega pick. He's a unbelievable guard. I think he's gonna fill a heaping hole a literal hole that we have needed to been filled. I mean, we had Falale, who is genuinely one of the worst linemen I've ever watched in my
Yeah.
life. Like legitly, number 77. If y'all not hip to his name, he's on the Giants now. But yeah. So we filled a huge hole. My favorite pick for the Ravens was our fourth round pick, Elijah Sarek. They call him Waffle House. You know what I'm saying? He always open, right? And that was Mendoza's number one option in Indiana. And that's all Lamar need. Look, he reminds me of not Mike Evans. I'm not gonna go that far. Kind of like a Keenan Allen-esque type of player, a possession guy, run his route, get open, run out of bounds, or slide down after the catch. Like he's someone that's definitely gonna probably be top two in receptions first year because he has a ton of experience. He knows what to do. Jacoby Lane, I was kind of surprised by the pick, but I'm very happy with that pick as well. He reminds me a lot of T. Higgins. I know that's a stretch, but that's who I see. I see a 6'4" guy that can go get it, can go get the ball, contested, uncontested. Route running does need work, separation does need work, but he's a young cat. He was a junior at USC, so um, we're. I think we did a great job. Our first four picks, our bottom four, those picks. I mean, we'll see how they pan out. I think we got Chandler Rivers from Kentucky, who's a solid slot corner, shorter on the shorter end, but feisty, and I think he'll be a day one starter as well. So I think we did pretty well. I like the Bucks draft. I like the Browns draft. Um,
Yeah.
the Giants, I think they kind of surprised people. People were saying they were going to go Caleb Downs and Carnell Tate
Yep.
for the two picks, but they went Arvell Reese, which is a great, unbelievable
Great
pick.
pick, Tyson.
Unbelievable
Great
pick. Because you could put him
Absolutely.
outside, inside. Hell, you can put him at safety. You can put him
Yeah.
anywhere. The only thing that kind of scares me with him was he reminds me a little bit of your boy, man, Isaiah Simmons.
I say, hey, guys, when I tell you, dog, listen, I'm a Buckeye. OH, you know what I'm saying? I love my Buckeyes. The problem is Isaiah Simmons project terrified me. So in the back of my mind, when I see Arvell Reese and all these draft experts saying, oh, he plays a bunch of different positions, that scares me, Kyson. That brought back a little PTSD from Isaiah Simmons. But the thing is about Arvell Reese is Isaiah Simmons was like in college he was good at a lot of things. He was was it jack of all trades, master of none.
Swiss Army knife. Yeah.
Here's the thing about Arvell Reese. He is great at everything. Everything. He can rush the passer. He can play off the ball. He is great at everything. There's nothing that he's just good at. He is really, really, really great at everything. I think that's why he will be successful with the Giants, especially, again, you put him on the other side of Abdul Carter, that's going to be a lot of pressure on the interior. You know what I'm saying? And then you draft Francis Mauigoa if you're the Giants. Like, you add to that offensive line. It's a block for Jackson Dart and Cam Scadaboo and Tyrone Tracy to get those other guys open. Yeah, I like what the Giants did too. That's a great call, Kyson.
Yeah, no doubt. And like I said, the Browns. I think the Browns, Casey Concepcion and Fano. Those are two good picks that you got. Who else?
They got another quarterback, Taylor Green.
Oh yeah, and he's a bit raw, but his 4.37 40.
His combine numbers were ridiculous.
And believe it or not, he has a chance. That quarterback room is open. Now, obviously, I think Deshaun's going to lead that quarterback room because of the money. No way you can just buy robbers out of $50 million and not play. We're going to give it our best shot with you. But they're going to give it about 5-6 games and realize this dude's washed. And maybe Shador. maybe this kid. You know, I'm trying to think of another team. Oh, let's talk about the Rams.
Ty Simpson. Yeah. And
I I I think they did that because y'all were interested, and I genuinely do.
I-
I could be wrong, but
here's a terrifying thing. We were broadcasting at Arizona Sports during the NFL draft, and Kellen Olsen, he's a basketball guru, but he also knows his football as well. One of the points he made was Ty Simpson, as a Cardinal fan base, we didn't want him. We wanted no part of Ty Simpson just because of how high you would have to take him in the draft in order to get him. But then you look, okay, well, the Rams take him at 13. What do they know that we don't? You know what I'm saying? Like, now that the Rams took him, we didn't want any part of him.
yeah.
But now that the Rams took him, now, okay, hold on. Is there something about this kid that we weren't seeing that Sean McVay and company saw in this guy? And so now he's going to kill the Cardinals for the next 6, 7, 8, 9 years?
I think it was a reach. It was a reach because you got Stafford, who's again he's 40. I get it, but he just won MVP, and it didn't look like McVay was on board with the pick. That seemed like a up top.
Yeah.
So I don't. Did you see the meeting when they talked?
Wasn't pretty.
He said, "Yeah, nobody.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we don't need you for all that, but good luck." So that's a tricky pick, man. And we seen what happened when Aaron Rodgers, when the Packers did it. It was a little different because they got him at like 23. Jordan Love,
Yeah.
they had got him at a 23, 24 pick.
Later.
This is a 13th pick in a
I
loaded. I won't say loaded draft, a top heavy draft, where
Yeah.
the 13th pick was very valuable. You could have got some elite value, day one value at
Yeah.
that pick, and you went quarterback questionable.
that you're not going to
questionable.
need.
At all, exactly.
Yeah.
And he's the QB3 right now because you got Stetson Bennett.
It's rough.
So
I'll tell you the team that stood out to me. I feel like we say this a lot was the Jets. They had 3 first-round picks. Now I'm going to say this: they got a hit on 2 of the 3 first-round picks. They got David Bailey at number 2. I think that's a lock. I think he's going to be a great pass rusher. He has all the skills. He has the size. He has the talent to become a great pass rusher in the NFL. I
they
think
still
that's
got
a lock.
Jermaine Johnson, right?
I do believe they still have Jermaine Johnson.
Ooh-wee.
That's a lock, especially with the defensive-minded head coach over there at Aaron Glenn. That's a lock. David Bailey is going to be a good pass rusher.
I think that was his pick too.
Oh, absolutely. You have Kenyon Sadiq, the tight end. D-Lo spoke a little bit about him. You have Kenyon Sadiq, the number 1 tight end in this draft. Okay, he's good. He has potential. He's a little raw, but he can be good. Problem is, you don't have anybody to throw it to him. Okay. So speaking of more throwing options, you got Omar Cooper at the end of the first round. Another wide receiver who made plays at Indiana, who was a big part in Indiana winning that championship and a big part in Fernando Mendoza winning the Heisman and going number 1 overall to the Raiders. So that's another good playmaker. David Bailey's going to hit. I have no doubt in my mind. He's going to be a very good football player. You got to hit on either Kenyon Sadiq or Omar Cooper. It'd be nice to hit on both. You got to hit on one of them. That's 3 first-round picks, and it's going to be tough to really, again, you got to hit on 2 of them, 2 out of the 3 at the very least. But I do circle back to Jeremiah Love, Tone. Obviously, the Cardinals were not good this year. There was a reason why they had the 3rd overall pick. There's a reason why they went 3-14. And when you look at the running back room, Tone, they didn't exactly – that wasn't a position of need, right? You go out and sign Tyler Algier. You bring in James Conner back. You have Trey Benton, who you drafted in the 3rd round a few years ago. But then you have the number 3 overall pick and take Jeremiah Love. Again, a possible generational player. When you look at the locker room and the situation that the Arizona Cardinals are in, Tone, and you bring in a guy like that, you see it in basketball, right? Cooper Flag, obviously, the Mavericks weren't very good, but you bring in a guy like that, it gives people hope. And you look at this upcoming draft in the NBA, obviously, you see some guys in the upcoming draft that could completely turn some franchises around. When you look at a guy like Jeremiah Love being drafted as high as he was, and not exactly a position of need, but best player available for the Cardinals zone, how can that impact the franchise? Again, just giving them hope of, okay, this guy is going to be a problem, and we might have a future within the next few years if he's able to carry the load.
Man, I look at the Cardinals doing what Phoenix Suns should have done. It's drafted Luka. Should have took the best guy available. And that's what the Cardinals did. And I feel like now you can make a couple moves to make the team better. You know what I'm saying? I know Connor's that guy for you guys, but he's got value.
Yeah.
And so if you move off of him, you still got a guy. And maybe you don't move off of him. Maybe you trust these guys for another year or two, and you've got a dual-headed monster. And really, essentially, because you guys' defense was pretty good. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
And so now you've got guys who are gonna wear other defenses down. You know what I'm saying? You might need a little more depth on that O-line, but you've got
Great.
two guys who are gonna wear some defenses down, man. Those guys that's a nice dual-headed snake you got right there, man. And you get your quarterback in another year or so, and now you guys are trouble. You guys are trouble within your division. I will say, because I didn't pay attention to the draft as much as I probably should have, but I did see the conversation about the quarterback that went to the Rams, and maybe you guys should have drafted him instead, and maybe there was. I'll say this about that is I think the Rams' move is to essentially do what I just suggested maybe the Cardinals do, is maybe they go off their number 2 quarterback and create depth elsewhere. Because Stafford is 40 years old, you give this guy a year under both of those QB1 and QB2's wing, then you move off of QB2 and you create depth in other places where the Rams are pretty good as well. The Rams were, they were no slouches. People were questioning whether they were gonna make a run in the offs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it could come back to bite you guys in the rear. But I think, like you said, you guys got the most bang for your buck at number 2. And what like Kyson has said about Devin Booker, he's likely going to put the butts in the seats, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He's a dynamic runner. And so there's nothing more prolific on a football team than a quarterback, a wide receiver, and a running back. So
hey,
you got one of them. I will say the team that I think may have won. Who won the championship again?
Seahawks.
Oh man, I hate reminding myself about that. But they went out and they got themselves another running back.
Yeah, Darian Price. Funny enough, Jeremiah Love's backup at Notre Dame. Very good player.
Yeah,
it's a bit of a reach.
Yeah,
Smidget.
I that might have been for the best, just because you lose Kenneth Walker, right? Obviously, the Super Bowl MVP, he had a big part in that Super Bowl championship. You don't have Zach Charbonnet for next year; he's dealt with the ACL. So you bring in Jadarian Price, a guy who made plays at Notre Dame, a guy who was looking for an opportunity to be the number one back, the number one bell cow back. And, he's a first round pick, obviously. So there will be some expectation that comes along with that, especially going on to a team that just won the Super Bowl. It's going to be interesting. And Tony, you bring up a good point. If he can have some sort of impact on that team and be their every down back and have an impact, like that's going to be a good pickup for them again, especially after losing Kenneth Walker. So, so the Seahawks are a good one. That's a good pick. So, but yeah, had to talk a little bit about the draft. Football.
Hey, did you see that Algier had the mindset that he was going to be the lead back?
Oh, he was hot, boy. Now, I do think he still will be the lead back. I think going into the season, as long as James Conner is healthy, if James Conner is healthy, Jeremiah Love will be RB3.
Dang, you think so?
I think so. Jeremiah Love will be RB3. It'll be Algier, it'll be Conner, it'll be Love.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Now,
RB3?
as crazy as that sounds, you bring in Tyler Algier.
Algier is RB3 in my opinion.
Really?
He's not that good. He has some games. He has some games without Bijan. I get that. He has some games with Bijan.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's your every down back. He's somebody. I think you guys do what Washington did, that three running back committee, where everyone get touches, at least 8-9 touches. Yeah,
3-headed snake, huh?
Yeah.
I
Abusive.
felt like they were gonna move off of one of them and get some value.
At
but
least.
Yeah. And it's possible that James Conner could be moved at the deadline. You know what I'm saying? If he's healthy and he's shown that he can play, maybe he goes to one of these teams that's competing, that's looking for just that extra oomph. Maybe they need some guy to get them into the goal line, get them into the goal line. Maybe you trade for James Conner. So he does have some value, but I do think Jeremiah Love will be RB3 going into this season. Just because, again, you signed Tyler Algier, James Conner has been your guy over the past few years, and so there's a discussion to be had. So I just hope that he's able to stay healthy, he's able to learn, and he becomes the player that everybody believes, including me. He can be. All right, let's get back to some basketball. The Denver Nuggets, they are trying to fight and claw their way back into the series against the Minnesota Timberwolves. They won at home yesterday. They blew the Timberwolves out yesterday at home to win Game 5, and now the series is 3-2 going back to Minnesota.
Dylan Harper, nasty boy.
Yeah, Dylan Harper is a problem. Dylan Harper is a massive problem. That's for a fact. The Spurs are up 90-71. We will get to that game at the conclusion of that game, and we'll kind of recap that series because it looks like the San Antonio Spurs will be moving on now. It's 10 minutes left. There's still a lot of time left, but if I was a betting man, my money would be on the Spurs moving on and winning this game. And the goggles look, they almost on. It's not going to take much more. It's not going to take much more. But real quick, until then, let's talk about this Minnesota and Denver Nuggets series. Tone, I see this series, and I see Dante DiVincenzo tears his Achilles. I see Anthony Edwards is out multiple weeks with a knee injury. And I look at the other side, and I see Denver, and I see Jokic healthy. I see Jamal healthy. I see a lot of these guys healthy for them. Aaron Gordon is in another lineup. Who knows what his health conditions are. Outside of that, they are relatively healthy. And, of course, again, like I said, the Timberwolves are missing their best player. Is there any chance the Nuggets can win Game 6 and force a Game 7, go back home to Denver, and win the series and come back down from 3-1 against the what's the term? The injury-riddled Minnesota Timberwolves?
I mean, a broken clock can be right twice a day. So is there a chance? Yeah. Is it likely? No. I don't see Jokic allowing this, man. I think they smell blood. It's bad because I was getting ready to apologize to the world. I counted Minnesota out. I honestly thought the way AE looked Game 1 that he was not healthy enough to win a game or two. I just didn't. He won a game, and then Io won a game, which was it was an amazing game for Io. Like, he was looking like a star, an all-star that game.
Hit 40.
Yeah. I just don't think they have enough, especially without DiVincenzo. But I will say this. Jokic doesn't look healthy. I know he's on the floor, but he doesn't look healthy. I don't know. Like, I know Rudy Gobert is playing some great defense, but Jokic literally averages like 32 points on him throughout the regular season.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he just does not look like he's missing shots that he typically makes. You know what I'm saying? Even the 3-pointers, and he's wide open. It just does not look like himself, which is bad because they've won 2 games. And he's real
quick, my bad, not to cut you off. So Minnesota's up 3-2. You think Denver's coming back and winning the series in 7?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I shouldn't say unfortunately. I really think it's fortunate because what will the second round be if Minnesota wins the series? You know what I'm saying? Like, that'll be
San Antonio
wants to watch. Like, although it could be a breaking out series for a guy like Io or AO, whatever we call him today. I personally don't think many people, fans of the game, just would like genuine fans of the game. They don't want to watch Julius Randle against San Antonio. Like that's not what people want to watch. Actually, they would be playing OKC, right? Not bad.
No,
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 Okay.
they'd be playing San Antonio.
San Antonio. Okay, yeah,
Yep.
yeah. That's just not what people want to watch. Um, and it's kind of unfortunate because AE does like we've been having this conversation on the pod, just media in general. Like, who's the face of the league? Who are the guys who are coming, especially as far as the American players? And AE has the potential to be that guy. Now I know Twin has some other news to share with the world. I'll let him disclose that who he feels AE personally is, especially in the playoffs. But I think he has a chance to be the face of the NBA. And when they're not healthy in the playoffs, it shows. Like you might be able to win a game or two in the regular season when you're not 100%. In the playoffs, you're almost doing yourself a disservice because guys are going to pick on you. They're going to beat you up a little bit more when they know your leg hurts, when your arm hurts, when your shoulder hurts, when your finger hurts. They're going to smack your head a couple times. But I'd much rather see a slightly injured Jokic versus Wemby and the guys. Now, do I think they win that series? I don't think that. I'm sorry, I don't think so either. But just as a fan of the game, I'd rather see Jokic and Wemby go at it. You know what I'm saying? Jamal Murray hasn't looked like the Jamal Murray we're used to, though. Like especially in the playoffs, he has not looked like that guy. I don't know what's going on with him right now. I do not think the Denver Nuggets will have as much of a chance against the Spurs because, like Twin just said, Dylan Harper and my guy Stephon Castle are showing up. And Jamal Murray got to go out there and get buckets if he plans on showing up against that team.
He's doing the opposite of what he usually does. He's usually kind of mid in the regular season and then turns it up in the playoffs. Now he was really good in the regular season, and he's been really, really, really mid so far in the playoffs.
Yeah, and I feel like it shows that they're really missing Aaron Gordon too. They're truly missing Aaron Gordon right now. But I believe that Jokic will turn up for the next two games, and they'll. I would say this: if they don't find a way to win, this is a stain on their legacy, and of course it's different when, for some reason, it's different when you lose a championship versus the first or second round, which is odd to me. Still, there will always be odd to me. But you can't lose to a AE and DiVincenzo less Minnesota and it not be a stain against you, though. It can't. It cannot be. There has to be some accountability, especially when you are known as a top two player in the league. I personally, don't have him at one, so I'm gonna say top two. But you got to hold it down. You got to find a way to hold it down.
Kyson, looking on the Timberwolves side of things, what do they need to do going into Game 6 to close the series out? Again, you don't have Anthony Edwards. You're down two starters in Anthony Edwards and Dante DiVincenzo. You're going up against the Nuggets, who have the one or two best player in the entire basketball universe, and for most of which a healthy basketball team that has been the third seed in the West for a majority of the season. What do the Minnesota Timberwolves need to do in order to close this series out in Game 6 at home?
Just I feel that home crowd. I mean, the crowd got to carry him, and the defense. That's what got him this far in the series. The defense has been unbelievable. Real quick, Portland cut down the lead to 12.
That down to 9 now. They just hit another 3.
Oh yeah, you ahead of me. I'm on stream these.
Oh, my fault.
I'm not on that.
Yeah, yes.
Added it.
Hold on, what they say? Got him. We got him.
I didn't say that. That was Fred.
Fred, where Fred at?
I just put him in timeout for saying that.
Oh, you're right. You know what? Smart move. Smart move. He should up his mouth when he shouldn't be talking.
Seriously. But no, on a serious tip, yeah, you're gonna have to ride the wave for the crowd, play amazing defense. Um, to Tone's point, Jokic just hurt. He had a good game, the last win, but that's just he might be feeling a little travel soreness or whatever the case may be. So you need to catch him lacking. You need to attack him early, and often then you need Ayo to go crazy again. Maybe not 40, but at least a 25 piece. Jaden McDaniels is gonna need to step up. He's another one that got him in a situation. Say hey, none of them can guard, but that was easy to say when you had Anthony Edwards who averages 29 a game. Next to you, now you got Julius Randle who's a ball stopper, and that's just who he is. So I'm with Tone. No one wants to see Julius Randle against Wemby, respectfully. So I just Nuggets. This is your time, Jokic, to save your legacy because up to this point you have been not I want to say tarnishing. Tarnishing is a harsh word about you have not been helping your case. And Jokic is a great player, but since the championship, they've lost in the second round 2 years in a row, and it's looking like this year's going to be the same thing if unless they get it together. Um, Trading MPJ was questionable. I questioned it as soon as they did it. I understand the idea what you were trying to get out of Cam Johnson, 3 and D, fill your role, but at the end of the day, we've said it multiple times. You need three guys. You need your main guy, your SGA, your Jokic, whatever. You need your 1A, 1B if you have it, or your sidekick, your number two. And then you need somebody either A off the bench or another starter. In their case, they're Peyton Watson, who they're missing right now, Tone. Do you need another guy that can go get it when it going gets tough? And Cam Johnson's not that guy. Neither is Christian Braun or Spencer or any of these guys. None of these guys can go get a bucket when you put them on the spotlight. So it's going to be tough for them for the next round. But Jokic, you have a chance to redeem yourself. Take care of these boys the next two games and get ready for Wembanyama. You Wembanyama. But for the Timberwolves, I mean, it's the playoffs. Anything can happen. You're gonna need a excellent performance from Jaden McDaniels, Julius Randle, and AU. Terry Shannon, he killed us one day. He gave us 23 in like 20 minutes back in March, late March. I'm like, bro, why? Why us? Like, why you just come and kill us like that? You know what I mean? So you're gonna need him to come off the bench, give you work. Rudy, whatever you've been doing, my brother, keep doing it. That's all the coaches
keep
telling
that
them.
same breakfast, the same routine, whatever it is. Hey,
Whatever you're doing, be superstitious. Keep doing it. Don't switch anything up. Last game, all right, that was last game. Y'all just were mentally prepared to be without AE. Now you've had that game, you got that out the way. Come and bring it, man. You got to compete. I don't expect them to win, but they definitely have a chance.
I like it. And I do think the Nuggets will come back in this series, and I think they'll win because I think they understand how big this moment is and the opportunity that they have. Anthony Edwards is playing. The series is done. You're not winning 3 straight against Anthony Edwards because he's an elite basketball player, and he has performed recently in the playoffs, and I think he would show up and show out in one of those closeout games. Anthony Edwards is not there. They're down another starter in Dante DiVincenzo. This is a huge opportunity for the Nuggets. I mean, fellas, they came into this series winning 12 games in a row. The Nuggets did. They came into this series hot, and they've fizzled out. And they haven't been able to do what they needed to do so far in the series. But I do think they're going to remind themselves, okay, we need to compete for a championship. We have, one of the 2 best players in the world. We have Jamal Murray, who's showed up and showed out in the playoffs. And we have a roster that has won a championship and has been able to win a championship. We need to show up and show out and we need to put our name back on there in terms of the legitimate championship contenders. And I think they'll do exactly that. Okay. First of all, I want to shout out the comments a little bit before we move on. John is, BBF Holiday. John was in the comments.
Holiday.
We just 1v1'd. So, and that video will be out tomorrow.
Ooh, wow.
I was there. That was crazy, but I ain't watching.
Kyson was there. So, that was a great game. So that video will be out tomorrow on the second channel.
Who you think won?
Okay.
I'm gonna say this, and I'm not trying to brag, but it's making the YouTube channel. So I'm gonna guess Small one because he 1v1 the old guy that be partying on the show. He didn't even record that one for some shit.
There you go.
There you go.
See, all right, Kyson, who you think won?
Well, no limit on the dribbles and nothing, just straight up.
So we're playing two games. So we're playing one for my channel, one for his. We played one on Monday. The first one, it was unlimited, and so we'll play another one on this next Monday, and that'll be 3 dribbles. So, but this first one that's going out tomorrow is unlimited.
I'll probably say you. Probably
in the unlimited.
Abuse your size, yeah.
My man, the old man need to come out of the retirement just so I can have a little fun. I probably won't win because I'm definitely feeling older than I did a year ago.
Hey, I be trying. Hey, Kyson, you got to come on. We got to convince OG to come out of hoop, dog. We got to convince.
Hey, I was giving them boys working at King of the Court. That's all I'm gonna say.
Hey, Kyson, wait. When you talk about a lightning quick first step, oh my goodness.
Well, no, talk about the D, man.
Hey,
talk about it.
No,
he's hey.
That was Tone. You, although that was now my first thought was kind of what Tone said out loud. You know what I mean? No. I listen. I try to give Kyson his flowers, man. There's nobody. Again, it's not only the effort, but Kyson is such a great perimeter defender, just because of he beat you to the spot. Kyson reminds me of Defensive Player of the Year Marcus Smart when he was in Boston.
Smeezy.
But he's an elite perimeter defender. He knows what you're gonna do before you even know what you're gonna do. And again, if you show him the ball, I tell people all the time, I think I'm a pretty good defender. If you show him the ball, he's gonna take it. And so that's again, that all right. I tried to put it in a different.
Show him what?
It didn't work out. 2 and 2 is not 5. This is what we found out here on this evening on
shout out Holiday.
My brother, man.
Hey, look.
Oh, you got to check out some of them other comments though. I wasn't.
Hey, before you move on though, Jamal, just let these people know I'm a civilian. I am not no hooper. I'm a dad. Okay, so don't be coming in the comments, man. I'll smoke you one-on-one. Well, you probably would.
See,
but I'm gonna give it my all.
That's my favorite part about it. Every time, whatever Kyson is doing, he's giving 100%. 100%. Listen, I seen the TikTok the other day.
Oh my God, Tone, relax,
come
on,
dog. That's reach. Hey, that's not a reach. That's not a reach. That's not a reach.
He said, "Nope." Foot on the neck.
See that?
Man said, "Whatever Kyson is doing, he's giving 100%.
100% effort. 100% effort. You know what I'm saying?
Alrighty, moving right along.
But all right,
moving right along is sick.
No, that video, that 1v1 between John, aka BBF Holiday, and I will be out tomorrow. It's funny. We're talking back and forth, and obviously the game itself is good. So go make sure to check that out again on the second channel, Jamal Gumball, Jamal Gumball on YouTube. That video will be out mañana. Okay. Oh, you know what, Tone? Thank you for reminding me. Let's get to some of these other comments. Gucci has been in the comments, man. He said, "Hey, is it Katie or bad coaching?" And that was a conversation we had earlier, fellas.
Both.
I think it's a little bit of both.
Combination.
Right? It has to be.
A little bit of gumbo right there.
Combination.
See, there you go. But I mean, it has to be a little bit of both. I mean, KD hasn't kind of lived up to the hype, and Ime Udoka has made some coaching mistakes that we haven't seen him make in the past. So I think it's a little bit of combination.
And roster
of
construction.
Yeah.
Team just simply not good on paper.
It's hard to argue right now, but again, the series is not over. So apparently Drew Holiday was guarding Victor Wembanyama. He was guarding Wemby for a lot of the game. You know, obviously, you know, Drew Holiday is an elite defender. So, I mean, maybe you try and just have him, you know, guard Wemby and just be a pest. Obviously, he's not exactly going to contest any of the shots, but maybe just have him guard him, have him just annoy him and put hands on him and do all these different things. But we all know how much of a problem Wemby is. I see this other comment. I'm gonna get to that one last because that one's really, really cool. We were talking about Devin Booker earlier. Kevin mentioned earlier in the comments. He said, has Devin Booker regressed this season to where him and Jalen Green are on the same level? I'm gonna say again. That was first of all. He talking about rage baiting. You know what I mean? He's a Christmas. But Devin Booker has not regressed. I stand on this 10 toes. Devin Booker has not regressed as a basketball player. The only thing that has regressed is his mentality. His mentality of give me the ball. I'm going to show you why I was first team All-NBA. I'm going to show you how I carried my team to the NBA Finals and carried them to a 2-0 lead. I'm going to show you why I'm that dude. He has not showed us that in multiple years. It's been about 3 years since he's been able to show us why he's an elite scorer. He's had moments to show you that he's an elite scorer. There is no doubt Devin Booker is still an elite scorer of the basketball. He just has to prove it, not only to everybody else, but most importantly to himself. I said earlier in the show, fellas, you got to look in the mirror. If you're Devin Booker, you got to go look in the mirror and say, hey, bro, what's going on? What's the problem? You know what? I got to remember, I'm that dude. I was fourth in MVP voting. I was first team All-NBA. I am a 5-time All-Star. I am one of the best shooting guards in this league. I am getting paid $70 million a year. He's got to recognize that he's one of the best.
70 million? Jesus.
I the same way Kyson is giving my guy a little hardship because he's come back from injury and he's shooting the same amount of threes and not nearly as consistent. That's a digression. And that's what Devin Booker is doing. He's not being like, you lost CP3. You now have lost KD. You have Jalen Green, who's a pretty good basketball player, but he's not on their level. So you have to make that conscious decision to say, I'm the guy. I should be shooting 26 to 30 shots per game, whether win, lose, or draw. And he just hasn't. And so to me, just from that mental aspect, he's digressed. It's almost like since they reached the pinnacle, he said, I don't know if I'm good enough. And I don't like even watching him in the Olympics, like he played a role to where he had to take that, that back step because he was playing with LeBron, Steph, and KD. But now he's taking that role with people who are not LeBron, Steph, or KD.
He hasn't gone away from that role. That's a great point, Tone. I'm with you on that. Sorry, go ahead, Kyson.
I forgot, honestly. Go ahead.
Them goggles
right off the what you call it?
You getting old, brother.
Yeah.
That's like the second time that happened. I caught it the first time, but this time.
Let's go. Real quick. Before we get back to the topics, this is a really cool comment. It's from Brother BKL Sports Entertainment Show. He says, shout out to everyone in the chat, including Gumball Sports Machine. Keep up the good work on the channel. Appreciate it. And shout out from South Bronx, Brother BKL
South Bronx,
aka Sport Entertainment guy.
Shout out them, man. Appreciate it.
Shout them out, man. That's appreciate the love. Appreciate the love, man. We gotta check them out. So,
but yeah, Ma, but I got it now.
Okay.
You said the mentality regression. Let me
Yeah.
ask you something. What the game is? 90% what?
Mental.
Come on. If I don't believe I can do it, I can't do it.
You ain't speaking nothing but the truth.
So that's a regression. Now he's as skillful as ever. He may be a little hobbled. He probably limped into the playoffs just like everyone else. So probably he'll get good rest. Good rest. Woo. Next was 7 months. Yeah,
There you
good
go.
resting.
There you
What? I'm
go.
early start too. You'll be there before everybody. Well, no, they got regular season cash they're waiting for him. But yeah, like and to Tone's point, that was a great point he made. He was the 10th option on the Olympics.
All right.
You know what I mean? I'm saying offensively, but the defense he played and the small things he did, like I think he embraced that role maybe a little too much, but it's just tricky because Kevin he's trolling, but there's always some little truth in the lie. We seen against Portland, he deferred to Jalen Green. He kept giving this man the ball. He allowed Jalen Green to go get 35, 36, right? Like maybe he's looking for a guy to take that off his shoulder because he's been doing it for so long. But it's not Jalen Green. It's just not. And not at least at this point in his career. Jalen Green has a lot of maturing to do mentally. Like you say, you gotta get in that weight room, you gotta get stronger. But for Devin Booker, it's a weird situation. How much he getting paid again? 70 million?
I believe so. The 70 million doesn't kick in until 2 years from now, but he is making 53 this year, 57 next year, and 69 the following year.
You think they gonna let that happen? That 69 kick in?
Oh yeah, they are.
So how we gonna get you a second option?
That's the problem. He's not supposed to be the second option, but he's playing.
No. I'm saying, all right. All right. Devin Booker's the first option. That's what I'm saying, right?
Oh yeah.
How do we go get you somebody else? We paying you $7 million. So the max we can go get somebody else is maybe 25 to 30 million. But then after that, scraps.
Veteran minimums.
And we've seen how that's worked out. Unless you Golden State with 4 juggernauts.
3.
Sergeant McCollum shut that down.
3 juggernauts.
Draymond's a juggernaut, bro.
I'm not talking about Draymond.
Here you go again, bro.
I'm just saying.
What you mad? What you mad? He did Megan dirty?
No, Megan did him dirty. Megan, hey, she went out. Hey, she was out. She stepped out with one of his teammates.
Man, am I surprised? That's a different topic. But come on, man.
No, okay. I will say, I don't have hatred for Klay Thompson. I don't hate. Okay, I don't hate anybody. But I can't stand Klay Thompson. Can't stand him. I will say though. As a man, I feel for him.
Come on.
Listen, he down.
Hold on a second, y'all can't hear.
Oh, well, we can hear you, Tone.
Yeah, we can hear him. I don't think he can hear us.
Oh, he can't hear us. Like I said, I'll say right now, okay? As a man, I feel for him. So I can't kick him while he's down. He's down right now, okay? So we was talking about you can't kick people while they down. He's down. I can't kick him. I can't kick him. You know what I'm saying?
So all right, so agree with me. 4 juggernauts.
No.
He scored 60 in 30 minutes. Lamb dribbles. He could have had 80. Easy. Tone, he could have had 80. It would have been nothing. Curve's like, nah, sit down. Come on, Maud.
Sorry. Klay Thompson, go enjoy the single life, my brother.
We all got a player we hate on, man. That's just Maul's guy.
You know who mine is? Marcus Smart. I've always hated him. I hate him even more now he's on the Lakers.
That's who y'all need.
Oh, absolutely. I would love if he was on my team. That's the thing, though. He ain't never been on my team.
Hey, that's how I felt about DB, Dylan Brooks. That's how I felt Dylan Brooks.
Dylan wasn't as good for us last year, though. So I can't feel that
he
way.
turned up this year, didn't he?
He definitely did.
Okay, real quick, let's get to the second to last series before we get to this Portland and San Antonio series. As of right now, San Antonio is up 108-92 with 2 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in the game. So again, they're up by 16, looking like they're going to close it out, and we'll react to that series in just a minute or so, or I guess 2 minutes. But until then, there was another game on today, fellas. New York Knicks, those New York Knickerbockers, they go up 3-2 against the Atlanta Hawks in that series after trailing 2-1. Tone, when you look at this basketball team, they've blown out Atlanta the last 2 games to now go up 3-2 in this series. How much confidence do you have in the Knicks right now and their ability to move on to the second round?
I picked them in 6.
Pretty confident.
I thought Atlanta was gonna win. 1 or 2. They actually did get 2. I just don't think they have enough experience to win the series. I will say that the Knicks are still looking shaky. Shaky-ish. Although they have enough, they're winning in different ways. I'm just not. I don't have the confidence that they'll make the NBA Finals that some do. One game, Cat plays great basketball. The next game, he plays mediocre. One game, OG saves them, and I guess that's kind of all basketball teams. But throughout the postseason for the Knicks, it's really been Jalen Brunson who's played consistent, and he's played mildly consistent, if I could even say that, this postseason. Although this game today, he played magnificent. It'll be interesting to see how they win the next game. I do have them winning. But I think Cat's got to be more effective in the second half for them in order to win the next series, who will likely be against Boston. He's going to have to play a little bit more like Joel Embiid than like Cat has played. But Jalen Brunson, man, he's got to do Jalen Brunson type things. He can't go 6 for 23. He can't go 6 for 30 or whatever the heck he's been doing. And then they need your boy. I'm sorry to call out your boy, but Mikal Bridges has quite frankly played like a
He's
donkey.
horrible. He's been horrible.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I don't, but he has not played to the level that he can play. And then also Josh Hart. Josh Hart's got to step it back up too. We were bragging about him after game 1, and he hasn't played the same. But yeah, and then what we keep saying, the bench for those guys has got to step up. But Jalen Brunson had a magnificent game, and if he can do the same thing, this series is over for the Atlanta Hawks.
Yeah, hopefully Jalen Brunson is healthy. I know he was hobbling a little bit at the end of that game. He's been struggling with that ankle. So hopefully he's able to go into game 6 healthy and stay healthy. Kyson, when you look at the New York Knicks and their expectations coming into the season, obviously they made it to the conference finals last year, lost in game 7 to the Indiana Pacers. Your expectation is for them to now get over that hump and make it to the NBA Finals. What is your confidence level if the Knicks do get out of this series against the Atlanta Hawks, that the Knicks can still get to the NBA Finals and come out of the East?
Yeah, I was I was the only one here that said New York had a shot at winning the East.
Hold on, no, I was on that bus with you. No, I was on that boat with you.
All right, not no more though. You said Boston. So yeah, you hopped off the bus. So
now,
it's me now.
I'm like halfway off the boat.
No, you off. Your leg getting chopped up. Because you 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Get off.
Yeah, I might be on the boat to Beantown.
First off, Atlanta's done. They figured them boys out. I think game 6 will be a little competitive, but I got the Knicks winning that game. OG Anunoby's been amazing this series. Rebounding, defense. He's been scoring well. right place, right time on both sides of the ball. Something that New York did interesting against Atlanta in Game 4 was run through Cat, and that's how he got that triple double. And that was that's what Brunson needed. Brunson needed a night off. He pounds the air out the ball. I don't really like how Brunson plays sometimes, but when he has nights like this, you see exactly why he does. He is a prolific scorer, but this doesn't happen without, and Cat has to be heavily involved in them winning if they want to get far. This Boston is a smidget inconsistent, but they're working out the kinks. They're still figuring out their playoff identity, and I think they'll be just fine. As for New York, I'm a little bit more concerned for them because like JT and JB, they've been there. Missoula is a great coach. That staff has been there twice already. So um they're gonna figure it out. They're gonna, right the ship. As for the Knicks, Mike Brown, I'm just not that confident in him leading these guys that far, him taking control of the team. And I'm just not Brunson ball just doesn't work. Not for long, not against juggernaut good defensive playoff teams. You're gonna need Cat to be triple double threat in order to beat Boston. I think that's the one area where you can kind of get away. Going against Vucevic, going against Kata, who's kind of handsy, gets in foul trouble kind of quick. Cat can definitely have the advantage in those matchups, but we got to get there first, right? So they have a chance. Like as I said, for the Rockets and the Wolves, the playoffs is always wide open. First, they got to beat Atlanta. I think they do, and then from that point on, y'all got to figure out who y'all are quick, because we know what Boston do, and they do it at a very high level. So I'm still on the bus, man. I think New York can still do it. I'm not that confident in them, but I'm here. You know what I'm saying?
No, gotcha.
I'm just I won't get fined.
Hey, I've been there. You know what I'm saying? I've been there, and I'm kind of there.
That's why you got off.
I did get off. Okay, but I'm rooting for them from the other boat. You know what I'm saying? I seen them
Good
flow
luck,
by.
though.
Yeah. See.
Hey, y'all be all right, though.
Yeah, hey, y'all got it. I'm throwing them the life vest off our boat. We got a few extra. Can we not? Because we're not sinking.
Yeah, because y'all up there, y'all.
Yeah. I'm up there, and Rose is holding me, or I'm holding Rose, or whatever it is, and it's 2026. Anyway, anything can happen. All right, let's move on. That's how these boats are rocking right now. I do still like them. I do still think they have a chance. Again, would I bet any amount of money on the Knicks making it to the finals? Absolutely not. But they have the talent. Mike Brown has done a good job coaching them this year. They have the ability to do it. Jalen Brunson is going to have to stay healthy and play at an elite level. Karl Anthony Towns is going to have to play at an elite level and play some sort of defense. And OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges are going to have to step up in their roles that they have done in past years, but they're going to have to be even better this year. Do I think it can happen? Absolutely. Am I confident that it will happen? Not exactly. But I do absolutely give them a shot to get to the finals. All right. Finally, this series in the West has come to a close as the clock is counting down from 12, 11, 10, and so on. The Portland Trail Blazers have lost to the San Antonio Spurs, and the San Antonio Spurs will be moving on to the second round of the NBA playoffs. Tone, Wemby's your guy, man. He's your boy. You've been kind of riding his coattails since the offseason. And there's probably a better way to phrase that, but we're here now. You said before the season started, you think that he's gonna win Finals MVP, and you think he's gonna get to the championship and win the championship. He's one step closer to doing so. How much of a chance do you give Wemby and company to get to the finals? And should they be the favorite in the West to get to the finals because of one Victor Wembanyama?
Favorite, I'll say no. OKC still has SGA, but I will say they don't have a healthy J Dub right now, and so I'd like to see how they perform in the second round as well. But when you look at Denver, Jokic hasn't looked healthy. Jamal Murray hasn't looked like the Jamal Murray we're used to seeing in the playoffs. Aaron Gordon, we don't know if he's going to play this game or the next. Wemby's got a phenomenal supporting cast. I mean, you don't even know who's going to be the guy from game to game. But what you will know is that they're going to come and play defense. They're going to show up, bump everyone when they head into the basket. They're going to jump at every jump shot. They're going to play to contest. And when you got guards like that who are not afraid, and then they can go get a bucket. De'Aaron Fox has not been the best player that he can be, and they're still winning games. You got Dylan Harper, you got Stephon Castle, and then you got De'Aaron Fox. That's scary to me. That is scary to me. Wemby has not had to average 30 points for them to win games, but he's capable. He's fully capable of it. I just think that if he smells conference championship against OKC, especially if if Chet is healthy, that's his arch enemy in his mind. Like, he does not like Chet for some reason, and that's gonna be he's the hit the button moment. He's gonna go from this version of Wemby that we've seen this series to the, oh yeah, it's time to dominate, it's time to kill, I'm in game mode. And then he will understand what it takes to win a series and then do the same thing in the finals, hopefully against my green team. It will be unfortunate that we will lose if and when that happens, but I'm going to stick with my guns, and that's who I picked to win finals MVP. I just love what Stephon Castle brings to the team. I've spoken highly of him since last year. His level of athleticism is different to see in a guard, man. And he's turning into what could possibly be a Robin. Like, I feel like thus far we've seen a different dynamic of Stephon Castle, and the fact that he plays that prolific level of defense on the perimeter, he can move those hush puppies, man. He can lock up, and you're gonna need that when you play against an SGA, when you play against a Jamal Murray. And it matches up perfectly with Wemby, who's the paint protector. So again, they've got a couple shooters over there as well. I'm anxious to see them against the Jokic, man. But I got them, going to the finals.
Kyson, this was a team that was questioned a little bit coming into the NBA playoffs just because of their youth and inexperience. Obviously, this is a young basketball team. This is going to be Wemby's first playoffs. This is, Stephon Castle's first playoffs, Dylan Harper's first playoffs. And then they got some guys who have been experienced and have played in playoffs. They have De'Aaron Fox. They have Harrison Barnes. They have some guys that have been here and done that. How impressive did the San Antonio Spurs look in this first series against the Portland Trailblazers? And again, how do you feel about their chances to get to the NBA Finals and possibly beating the Oklahoma City Thunder if they do end up getting and meeting there in the conference finals?
Yeah, they have a legit chance. It's all on Wemby, though. I get they did get a game without him against Portland, but you need Wemby to learn how to fall for one and to stay healthy. He stays on the ground. Like, every time you look up, he's on the ground. Like, dang, he's so big and he moves so agile, but he still has work to do in terms of landing and body control. Excuse me. And I'm looking at Denver. If they can complete the comeback and get past Minnesota, that should be a good series. I think San Antonio has the best of them when both teams are fully healthy, just because of the defense they play and the connectivity they've been playing with. De'Aaron Fox, I think right now, is the Robin. I understand what Tony's saying, and he thinks Stephon Castle is working his way up. De'Aaron Fox, he's kind of like on like a ticking time bomb. Like these young bucks are right on him, and he needs to continue to play this good. Or Dylan Harper's right there as a rookie.
Yeah.
You know, Stephon Castle, year 2, year 3, going into year 3 next season, he's gonna take a leap. We passed them up and got Reed Shepard, and I understand why. Him and Eamon Thompson play a lot. I think Stephon Castle has a little bit more of a nicer handle and a little bit more of a bag around the rim in terms of like style wise. Eamon is straightforward with it. You know what I'm saying? He line drive. You know, they're very similar players, so I think it would have been a fit issue between those two if we would have drafted him. Needless to say, he's a great player. He's developing. I can't stress enough how much I like Dylan Harper. It sucks I'm saying this because they're in my division, you know. But San Antonio has built something nice, even though they have Wemby, Carter Bryant. He doesn't get minutes, but he's a valuable piece.
He's gonna be a problem.
Champagne, Keldon Johnson, 6th man of the year. He hasn't looked the best this series, but he'll figure it out. He'll turn it on.
Don't forget the OG they got.
Harrison
Barnes,
Luke Cornett,
journeyman.
Bismack Biyombo, the
Another
Gary
leader
Temple
on
of
that
the team, you know, the leader.
Mhm.
I like this team a lot. Now against OKC, like let's say they get past the second round, they get to OKC. OKC handles their business, and it's OKC and San Antonio. You got to shut down SGA and Chet. Wemby coming for your head, bro. Every time you see, he want blood, right? And that's another reason why I think they'll get past Denver. Jokic not all the way healthy. When Jokic healthy, 40, 37, 36, every time they play. But I don't think he's capable of doing that right now, especially how he's looked against Gobert. Wemby's going to be just as much of a problem, if not more of. So against OKC, it's going to be a real challenge. Shut down Shea, make everyone else beat you. That's a very good matchup. They match up very, very well. Very similar teams. But SGA is better than Wemby right now. So, unfortunately, I still got OKC going all the way. I don't think San Antonio has enough just yet to get there. Maybe next year. And if they can get one next year, then they're going to be a perennial contender for the next 5, maybe to the next decade, honestly.
This is the start of something very, 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 very scary for the NBA. The San Antonio Spurs have taken the recipe that Oklahoma City created, and then they have entered steroids into that recipe. Because now you have Victor Wembanyama, who will be the best player in the NBA in a matter of years. Stephon Castle, who is a high draft pick and a fantastic player, and what Tone said, could be a number 2 option on a championship team. You have De'Aaron Fox, who has been one of the best guards in the NBA for as long as I can remember, and is still young. You have a young head coach in Mitch Johnson, who had the opportunity to learn under Greg Popovich and has done a wonderful job, a magical job with the San Antonio Spurs team. This team is going to win championships. There is an S on the end of that word, fellas. Championships. Because of not only Wemby, but how that team has been built. And I don't like the Spurs. I wouldn't say I will be rooting for the Spurs or rooting against the Spurs, but I root for Wemby. Wemby's fun to watch, man, and he plays the game, I believe, the right way. This is the start of something that is going to take over the NBA. Will it be this year? I don't think so. I think OKC still has a little bit of the advantage. I'll tell you what, though, fellas. Jalen Williams, J-Dub, he better get healthy quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Mm-hmm.
Because if he don't, and they have to see this Spurs team in the conference finals, oh boy, cover your head. It's raining. And it's going to be a problem. So, Wemby, I love Wemby and what he's been able to do. He has been absolutely impressive. I expected nothing less, though. He was fantastic. Obviously, he had to miss the one game with the concussion. Brother, why are you leading with your face when you're falling? You know what I'm saying? Why is the face the first? I mean, you got all these arms and legs. You got all these limbs. You got 78 feet of limbs. And the first thing that hits the ground when you fall is your face. Something's not adding up here, brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, something's not right. But as long as he stays healthy, as long as this team stays connected, and as long as Mitch Johnson keeps doing the coaching job that he's done with these young fellas, they're going to be successful for years and years and years to come. And that is what terrifies me, because here we go with the Spurs again. Again.
Not fair.
No, not in the slightest. Not even in the slightest.
And you know what's salt to the wound?
What's that?
Adam Silver's shutting down taking. So he's going to give them Dylan Harper, you go give them Carter Bryant, you go give them Stephon Castle, Darren, you get them all this, and then, all right, that's it, y'all. Y'all can't get no Wemby.
Oh, yeah, now everybody gets even ping pong balls. Everybody get the same amount.
It sounds like he want Indiana to get the first pick, man.
I wouldn't be mad at it, though. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be mad
I
at
would be
Indiana.
furious.
AJ to the Pacers?
Or Utah. Or Washington.
If he goes to Utah, I might not watch next year, but
because that would
Utah
be
the owner for Utah is the number one donor for AJ's high school. He's the number one donor for AJ's college.
BYU.
Somehow he makes it to Utah, and that's not investigated.
One of these things just doesn't belong.
That's what I think. I think that, man, if anything rigged, the lottery rigged.
Yes.
How Dallas get Cooper flag
after they traded for Luka, or traded Luka? Come on, man. We got to be better than that, NBA. We got to be better than that, bro.
That team next year,
Dallas.
No, I don't think they're gonna be good.
Don't think they'll be top 8 with Kyrie Irving flag.
No. I don't think Kyrie plays. I think they trade him.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, I'm with you. I don't think Kyrie Irving has played his last game for Dallas.
Whoa.
He's gone.
Where do you think he's going? That's just a conversation for another day, but that's interesting.
Yeah. You know what? Let me actually go and put that down.
Yeah, because I mean, I think that depends on KD. Honestly, you might want to team up with KD again, Bron again. You know, I think pieces to fall for that to happen.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm with you, Kyson. I think he's gone. I don't think he's gonna play another game for the Mavericks. Sorry, go ahead, Tyson. Or not Tyson.
Tyson, damn.
Tyson, that was crazy. I just combined y'all.
Twin. Yeah, real quick, because we don't got to go into depth in it, but what y'all think about that Detroit?
Orlando? Yeah, I was about to say, did y'all talk about that?
I completely let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. That's absolutely talk about that. That completely spaced. Tone. You know what? You brought it up. I'll start with you. Magic Pistons 1-8 in the East. The Magic, as the 8th seed, are up 3-1 on the Detroit Pistons. Take off.
Hey man, you know what I call them? The baby green team, boy. I will say this, but I was down. I can admit I was down and out on my Magic all season. Kyson was throwing my guy under the bus. Come on, I was speaking highly of Paulo, and I was. I had expectations for him this season. He did not live up to it. I can be honest.
And I like the Magic, by the way. I like them too.
That's good to hear. Good to hear, brother. But they were not playing up to I think anyone's expectations for them after the season that they had last year, and especially the postseason that they had last year. But I feel like they've hit, and it's not just one in particular player. Although I think Bain has become the leader of that organization,
Yes.
I think they've just found a way to win against this Detroit Pistons team. They're big, they're athletic, and they're strong. The one thing that is not helping the Detroit Pistons is their lack of shooting. Regardless of how good or bad Orlando has played, Detroit can't shoot the basketball. So it's like it doesn't even matter. Like if Orlando's playing that bad and you make a couple of shots as the Pistons, you can get yourself back in the game or take the lead. Orlando, they're not even worried about making shots. They're like, oh, we missing? It's all right. We'll get another chance because Detroit cannot find the hoop from outside. They've got Herter. They've got Duncan. But they're not finding ways for them to get any rhythm in the game. Cade just can't get the right spacing. And I'm sorry, with the Shore and Jalen Duren, they just don't have a good enough system that was working for them in the regular season that can work in the postseason. And this is one of those instances to where you've heard media talk about it. Some teams utilize the regular season as if it's the postseason. And then they get to the postseason and they can't find ways to win. Well, this is a perfect example. I will say, I think that we hit it on the nail in the regular season. We, especially me and you, Maul, we spoke to not having confidence in the Detroit Pistons because of that example. There's no spacing, no reliable shooters. Who's their second guy? We knew Cade could get a bucket, but we're like, what are we going to rely on Tobias Harris? And I like Tobias Harris, but he's not that guy. He's no Robin on a championship caliber team, and it shows right now, man. It's unfortunate for Detroit because they were number one. But shout out to Orlando, man, for taking advantage of the matchups.
Kyson, I mean, the 8 seed, Orlando Magic. This is a team that lost their first playing game and then eventually snuck in after beating Charlotte in their second playing game. And now they are on the brink, on the verge of beating the number 1 seed Detroit Pistons in the Eastern Conference. How much of a surprise is it that the Pistons are down 3-1 to the 8 seed Orlando Magic?
Is it a huge surprise? No, it's a bit shocking. It's a bit disappointing, honestly. Cade suffering the collapse loan kind of set this team on a roller coaster because Jenkins was playing great and it's in wake of Cade not being there, and now he's out the rotation, right? And Jalen Duren's not playing up to par. You're finally being exposed for not having shooters. Karis LeVert, useless. Isaiah Stewart was amazing today. He had 8 blocks, 8 points, 8 blocks. Like, they benched Duren for him because Duren, I don't know if y'all seen, he got baptized.
Yeah, that was bad.
By who?
Jamal Cain. It's something about guys named Jamal, boy. I don't know what it is.
No disrespect to my boy Jamal, but who? We getting dunked on by 9th, 10th man? Come on, JD.
Not dunked on. You said it first.
Baptized. Postered.
That is a poster.
Yeah. So that's it's not looking good for the Pistons, man. It's really not. It's more so disappointing than shocking. But for Orlando, my question is: do you still fire Jamal, the other one, Jamal Mosley?
No. If you win this series,
yeah, you got to rock with him.
You got to go. You got to stick with him. Got to stick with him.
So he just played himself into a job
easily. If you possibly a long-term deal, if they win this series and then make it competitive in the second round,
which they should against either Toronto or Cleveland.
They absolutely should. They might even be favored to come out of that series.
Yeah.
And that's the other series we haven't talked about. So we'll talk about that series in a minute or two. This team, and you guys know I picked the Magic in this series to win in 7. Might not go 7. This might be done in 5. And Tone, you alluded to it. It's because there is no other offense outside of Cade Cunningham. Cade Cunningham has literally had to do everything. He has to facilitate. He has to score. He has to shoot threes. He has to get to a spot. He has to set up other guys. He has to set up other guys in their spots. He has to do everything. He has zero help to do anything offensively for this basketball team. Anything. Jalen Duren has not been good. He's gotten exposed. Duncan Robinson has hit a few threes in some key spots. But we all know how much of a liability Duncan Robinson is on defense. Asar Thompson couldn't hit the ocean from a boat. The Pistons have nobody else outside of Cade Cunningham. Kyson, you put it perfectly. Karis LeVert is useless. He does nothing. Tobias Harris, I've never seen a more inconsistent basketball player in my entire life. And Jalen Green is on the Suns. They have nobody that attributes other than Cade Cunningham on a consistent basis. And for that reason, they're going to lose to the number 8 seed in the playoffs. Imagine.
The play-in just got that much more exciting.
What? Are you kidding? Everybody would watch the play. You kidding me?
So they lost to Philly on purpose?
Huh?
You think they lost to Philly on purpose?
Hey. I'm not a conspiracy theorist.
That's what the rumor is.
But that was the right decision if they did.
Lost to them and then lost to us.
Think about it. We go fire Jamal.
That's right.
The narrative, they probably wouldn't go fire him.
I mean, it's hard to argue. It's very hard to argue. So
hey, they're saying because I guess Wendell Carter's girlfriend used to be
Angel Reese. Angel Reese. Hey, she keep posting Wendell Carter Jr. Highlights, and just so happened that she decided to post Jalen Duren getting dunked on, getting baptized, and Jalen Duren was with her before that.
But it wasn't Wendell Carter that dunked on him.
One of these things just doesn't belong.
But hey, Clay is gay, y'all. That's what they say.
Damn.
That's what they say, Tone.
I went left.
Tone, that's what they said. They said Clay gay for cheating on Meg. He gay. That's what they said. But I got Angela Reese posting her ex-boyfriend getting posted, not her boyfriend.
Hey, man. The world thrives on hate.
Yep.
I would rather post my ex get posted than my man achieving whatever he achieved.
That's I mean, that's a little wrong, ain't it? That's a little bad.
It seems
It's
like
almost like you must miss him.
Not focused. Yeah, it seems like the focus is off.
Look, hey, listen, there's some attention that's given around to the wrong people. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Angel, can I talk to you for a second?
But I will say this: who knows?
What?
Who knows? Maybe that was Wendell's plan. He's like, yo, because obviously it's helping Wendell, regardless of where the attention is placed and the focus. Jalen Duren has played like a shell of himself this series.
Also, real quick, let's just circle back to Klay Thompson is what now? They're saying he's gay.
For cheating.
You know, it ain't nothing wrong with that. But she cheated on him first, didn't she?
That was a rumor. It was alleged, but
hey, honestly, it's tied 1-1. They might as well get back together. You know what I'm saying?
Do that. I don't think people and that's why I'm kind of lost. Clay do this. Like, he get women. Like, he has a good track record when it comes to women. I'm not even talking about celebrities. Like, you can find pictures of this dude with groupies.
On a
like,
boat with 4 and 5 shorties.
Man, that's what he do. Jamal, we can't get into this right now. This is a sports show. It's a family show. we got to discuss this on a wave show or something, bro.
Oh, absolutely.
We gonna have to.
Klay Thompson, never get love from me. Never.
Except for this situation.
First of all, he ain't getting no love from me, but I ain't giving him no hate.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we do not condone cheating, guys.
No,
we do not.
No. I listen. I ain't giving Klay Thompson none, but I ain't gonna hate on him today. You know what I'm saying?
You did earlier.
See, there you go. You bringing up the past. See that you want nobody supposed to bring that up.
I don't condone cheating, but I condone happiness. Whatever makes you happy, do it. Because you only got one. You only got one life.
See, that that's the wrong time. That's a great saying. But it's the wrong time.
I believe in principles, right? If I'm getting James Harden, I know what I'm getting out of James Harden. Clubbing, partying, good regular season ball. It falls off in the playoffs. So if I'm lost that he's got more turnovers than points for the 42nd time in his career, that's on me. I knew what I was getting.
Boy said Klay is shooter. He gonna shoot.
He ain't been shooting like he used to. He ain't
been making, but he's still shooting.
No, that man hurt. Respectfully.
I'm telling you what I see. I'm telling you what I see. I ain't telling you what I heard. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of James Harden, real quick, it's been a minute or two on this series. Cleveland Cavaliers and Toronto Raptors. This is one of the sneakily best series in the first round of the NBA playoffs. It is tied at 2 apiece, going back to Cleveland for Game 5. Kyson, after watching this series so far, Cleveland wins 2 at home. Toronto wins 2 at home. It's going back to Game 5 in Cleveland. Who has the edge right now going into Game 5?
The Raptors definitely have the edge, winning 2 games in a row. But I want to bring back some more of my trauma. Not comparing these two teams by any measurables, but the Golden State Warriors went up 2 against us, and then we tied it 2-2, and then we went back to Golden State, I believe, and we lost 2 in a row. So this can very well happen for the Raptors. They definitely have the edge, but the Cavs lost because Donovan Mitchell shot 6 of 24. Now, the defense was amazing. Raptors play amazing defense. That was a very ugly game, though. Very ugly game. I don't expect it. I expect D-Mitch and Harden to get off going, firing off quick, right in that home crowd. And you said the series doesn't start to the home team loses. I don't see the Cavs losing in Game 5. I just don't. I may be a little biased, but I genuinely don't. I think they come out firing. And in Game 6, I think Toronto wins Game 6. I think this will go to 7. I got Cleveland in 7 still. Toronto, their offense just isn't consistent enough for me to be confident in them beating this team 2 more times, especially if it's not in Toronto. So I'm going to go. I think Cleveland still got this in 7.
Tone, when you look at this series, we've seen a bunch of people stand out and show up. We've also seen people not show up and almost disappear. When you look at this series, Tone, who needs to step up? Who's a guy on each team that needs to step up for both of these teams, whether it's the Cleveland Cavaliers or the Toronto Raptors?
I completely agree with what Twin said. It's got to be Donovan Mitchell on the Cleveland Cavaliers. He's their main scorer. He's the guy who's been here before. It's his team. Even though James Harden is a great addition, it's Donovan's team. He's got to go out there, be aggressive. They're playing at home. He's got to get a couple guys in foul trouble. He's got to get it going early. And then for the Toronto Raptors, I really want to say Brandon Ingram. Like, I really want to say. But he just hasn't been that guy this series. And so I'm going to say Scotty Barnes. He's got to be effective early if they want to try to win this game. I I agree that I don't think they're going to. But he's got to get it going early on that side on the offensive side of the basketball to get some type of rhythm. Because like Tyson said, their offense has been really stagnant.
Yeah.
Their defense has kind of been their offense. They've been able to get stops, get out and go, and score the basketball. But they just won those two at home, and I feel like they got a little bit of love from the referees. They were able to play a little bit more physical than they did originally in Cleveland, and I don't think they're going to be able to do that this game, seeing that they're back in Cleveland. They're good. I'm really looking forward to seeing James Harden play make a little bit, get the bigs going, but it's got to be Donovan Mitchell that gets this team going early offensively.
Yeah, the guy that stands out to me, I think that could determine this series is the guy that you mentioned, Scotty Barnes. Not necessarily because he needs to go out and have 30 points or 35 points and he needs to be the number one option, whatever the case is. The job that he did on Donovan Mitchell defensively in game 3 and game 4 was extremely impressive. He gave him problems. Obviously, Scotty Barnes is a big, tall, long wing that can play defense. He can move his feet. He can contest shots, especially when you're guarding a guy like Donovan Mitchell, who has a significant height disadvantage against Scotty Barnes. Scotty Barnes is going to have to shut down Donovan Mitchell and force James Harden to go win a game for them. And I think because of that, Scotty Barnes is a pivotal piece in this series and can completely determine who comes out of this series and moves on to the second round. You mentioned Brandon Ingram. He has not been good. He has made shots in key moments for the most part, but he has not been consistent throughout the series. And Donovan Mitchell has looked like the Donovan Mitchell that we were all talking about coming into this season, coming into the playoffs. Donovan Mitchell tends to disappear in playoff moments. He tends to not play well in big playoff moments. Game 4 was a big, huge playoff game that could have put them up 3-1 and could have really put them in the driver's seat to beat the Raptors in 5 games. But now it's 2-2. Now Raptors have all the momentum. They're going back to Cleveland, so you have that with you if you're Donovan Mitchell. But you had a chance to really put your foot down, step on the gas, and go up 3-1 in this series, and he did not play well when he had that opportunity. It's the reason why I've been saying Donovan Mitchell hasn't shown up in the playoffs over the tenure of his career. And it's starting to show its ugly head again. And I'm not saying that he's going to continue to play bad, but if he does, there's going to be a lot of questions around that Cleveland Cavaliers locker room questioning whether or not Donovan Mitchell is their guy or not. And once that happens, all hell might break loose in Cleveland. So that's gonna be a great series. It's been one of the better series of the first round playoffs. But fellas, any finishing touches on the night here tonight?
No, man. Appreciate y'all for watching, man.
Can't hear you.
Right.
Can't. Well, I can't. Oh, my bad. If you can hear him, then we all good. I can't hear him.
Hey, just appreciate y'all for watching, commenting, supporting. We try to get on y'all ass in the TikTok comments because y'all be tripping. But
Hey, the TikTok comments,
man, they be on one.
what? Hey,
I'll be trying to respond to everyone. You know what?
Bro. hey, I'll be going back and forth with all of them. You know what I'm saying?
And that's the thing, though. Gumball, hey, y'all comment. Gumball will respond to everyone, man. He's a very humble person. I'll try to respond to Tone. I don't think he's hip to the TikTok. You know, we gotta get him situated on there.
Hey,
but,
Tone, are you hip to TikTok?
What? Type of disrespect. They definitely dragging me through the mud though on that AE post. Hey.
Yeah, I know you can't hear Kaiser. He talk about how we go back and forth on TikTok. Whether the TikTok commenters be ruthless, no remorse.
Oh no, they even starting to comment on the pictures I've been making. Somebody was talking about how SGA is a foul baiter, foul king, and then they talk about Dylan Brooks. If you swap Dylan Brooks and SGA, then OKC's in the same position. I said, man, I ain't wasting my time with that one.
Nah, you just got to see that one and let it go. Hey, Neff, What up, Neff?
Hey.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Oh yeah. Hey, who's his team? Who's his team?
Rockets, baby, you already know.
Okay, just
Gotta-
want to double check.
Gotta be the Celtics.
Oh no. Oh no. He's been to like 2 Suns games already, so.
Oh yeah. See, that's where his love is gonna lie. That's okay.
And like with 3 Cardinals games already. Not a good cycle already.
Hey, come on, join the team. That's okay.
No.
Hey, I got him. I got him. All right.
Listen, I started out a Phoenix Sun and then, became a Celtic fan. Now, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid.
I think I'm on the same train that you on. You know what I'm saying? I'm on the same path.
Yeah, we got a half for you somewhere.
I can never do that. I love my sons too much. I never love my sons too much. But to emphasize, Kaisa said it earlier. Tone just mentioned it. Thank you all for watching. It is much appreciated. Thank you for all the comments. Thank you for all the interaction. For the people that watched throughout most of this episode, I know it's 3 hours. It's a little long, but we reacted to the game and we had a lot to talk about. So appreciate everybody for watching. As I always say, if nobody else is going to tell you, I'm going to tell you. I love you. You matter, and you have a purpose. Strive for happiness and be grateful for what you do have instead of what you don't. That's okay. I got one too now. I love them. They suck, but I love them. And I love you too. Don't you forget that. I love you. And you don't have to say it back, but I'd appreciate it if you said it back.
Hey, show us love and like, comment, and subscribe. And tell your folks, man, do the same thing.
Beat me to it. That's the wisdom that brings to the show. That's the wisdom that brings to the entire world. But yes, like my OG says, if you don't mind hitting that like button and tapping that subscribe button, it would be much appreciated.
Oh, one last thing.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out my twin, my real, broski is the twin, but my son, man, Hendrix, it was his birthday, man.
Happy birthday, Hendrix.
Happy
Boy,
birthday,
7 now, right?
Big 7, man. Big 7.
Sheesh.
Hey, man. What they say that the trouble sevens, the 7 trouble. All right, no, they don't say that, but I tried to.
He's a problem, though. That boy, headache and a half. I love him.
Headache and a half.
Man, yeah, you're a blessing, dog. Yeah, happy birthday, Hendrix. Shout out, Neff, man. But if you don't mind following us on all our social medias, we were just talking about TikTok. We're on TikTok, we're on Instagram, we're on Twitter, and of course we are on YouTube. If you don't mind following, liking, commenting if you disagree with us. If you agree with us, let us know how you feel. We are always, like Kaisa said, going back and forth with the people in the comments. So love the interaction, love going back and forth. But for my boy, my unk, my dog, my OG, and the man we like to call the generalizer, triple OG Tone. And for our expert analyst, there's nobody that breaks down the game better in terms of basketball and football. The analyzer, the expert analyzer, Kyson, Killer Kyson. Oh yeah, he brought out the goggles today. Hey, you know what? Hey, the Portland going swimming. They're going fishing. You know,
scuba diving.
They going. Wherever they going, they out of there. They going.
I'll tell you where they're not going to the second round. You know who else not going to the second round? The Phoenix Suns.
Hey, Denny going to war. So
yeah.
Good luck, brother.
I hope he has fun with that. You heard about the draft? That's okay. My name get pulled. I'm going to Kenya. I'll see y'all later, bro. I'll do.
I'm going to
jail.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Tone, you lucky. You out the pool.
Oh yeah. How long you been out the pool for, Tone? You just barely got out, right?
You barely got out.
You barely escaped it.
Yes, I did. Yeah, y'all be safe now.
See, there you go. See there. Oh, speaking of the draft and the Phoenix Suns and sad, for yours truly, I am your host Jamal Gumo, aka Gumball, aka Mr. Gumo. Once again, the 1v1 between me and John, aka BBF Holiday, will be on Jamal Gumball on YouTube tomorrow. Be on the lookout for that. I will be posting and spreading on all social media, so be on the lookout for that too. I knew it as soon as I said it, Tone. I knew it. As always, it is nice to be important, but it is much much more important to be nice. Shout out the fellas. We will be back sometime this week reacting to another one of these playoff games before the first round comes to a completion. We're out. Have a good night. Be safe. Don't be dumb. Deuces.